Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a damp and soggy Sebring International Raceway. I am your host, Ryan Whitlock, director of the Collegiate Sportscar Challenge. Joined with me is Nick Stockner from Clemson University, our Cup Series director, and Ricky Paz, our Formula College director from East Carolina University. It's going to be a fun one here tonight at Sebring. Drivers are currently making their qualifying laps with the cutoff time amended, allowing our drivers to make the field. Gentlemen, what's on your minds for this race tonight? The one rain race of the season in the Collegiate Sports Car Challenge.
Nick Stockner, give us the spiel. I want to hear it.
All right, well, how the heck we doing? Welcome to tonight's proceedings. Live with you live as the esteemed panel. This is how I'm feeling tonight. You know, we don't go rain racing very often in the CIL. In fact, I think the last time we did go rain racing in the CIL was the infamous Watkins Glen race. Oh, no. Fuji last year was in the rain.
Yep.
I competed in that race. That was hell. Here we are tonight with a track that is probably even more difficult than Fuji, and it's raining. I don't envy these people. This is why I'm a panel member.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is going to be a real challenge for our drivers out there. We have a cutoff time tonight. Every driver is aiming to be faster than a 2-minute 19 in these conditions, and that is no easy task. So we'll see some of the best racing, and lucky for you, if you're here for some crashes, we'll probably see those too tonight. What do you got, Ryan?
Yeah, first lap times are pouring through. We've got Mario Mangiano with a 2:14.7. Jake Cummings sets a 2:14.4. A 2:19.0 should be fairly easy to set. Initially, the cutoff time was a 2-minute 15.000, but you know the iRacing session gods, the iRacing weather gods, kind of decide what they want when it comes to rain. So I just made sure to keep my eye out on practice times and decided to make the time a little bit easier for people to meet because I want drivers in my series. I don't want only 4 cars on track. So as these times are coming in, Muhammad Alif with a 2:13.2. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. The Sebring 12-hour, the official iRacing Sebring 12-hour BOP has been applied so that all of these cars should be a little bit more balanced than maybe what they usually are. I saw no real reason not to use iRacing's BOP. But they do have 75% fuel tanks, so gas will not get them around the hour mark. You're probably going to see these guys pitting closer to 40, 45 minutes. The race will be during the sunset, so those drivers are going to enjoy iRacing's new shader model going into the aptly named sunset corner. But, you know, that depends on whether or not clouds are in their way during so. So
Let's talk about
I'm
this.
excited.
Let's talk about this lovely graphic that our producer man here, Mr. Nathan, thank you for being with us tonight, is showing us. So we're at Sebring International Raceway in Sebring, Florida, home of the Sebring 12-hour, as Ryan said. Length 3.74 miles for our non-American viewers, 6.01 kilometers. 17 turns, opened in 1950. Pit speed is 45 miles an hour. And it was first seen in Season 2. In 2021. Nick Stockner, why don't you tell us what this track used to be before 1950? Ryan Whitlock, why don't you tell us what this track used to be? Sorry, I talked to the NASCAR guy. My bad.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
on me. That's
so
on me.
yeah, actually, this track
Not Road Atlanta. He can't figure it out.
Maybe some of you sports car unaware don't know that the Sebring International Raceway actually did host a couple Formula One Grand Prix back in the day as well. But before it was a racetrack, it was a World War II airfield. So several sections of this track, namely the final corner, turn 17, and turn 1, are paved in concrete slabs. So it is bumpy as all heck. These guys are going to be bouncing over these concrete slabs, making full use of their advanced GT3 suspension and damper technology. But it is a fun track. Used to be made out of the taxiways and the runways from the airfield. Infamous for those bumps. Hashtag respect the bumps. But, I mean, Sebring's such a good track and is, in my opinion, I know this is a unique niche thing. In my opinion, it's the best racetrack on the planet with no elevation change, gentlemen.
That's a strong opinion. I'd have to think about that one for a little bit.
Portland's probably up there.
Yeah, Portland.
I gotta think about no elevation change.
No elevation
for a
change
second,
tracks.
because,
Daytona road course, I guess.
But that, I mean,
well,
technically, you got to think about the
I mean,
banking in there,
but
right?
I mean, the banking just makes it straightaways. Anywho,
well,
Yeah, let's talk about.
I would do you one better. I would say the Indy Oval is probably the best track with no
Indy
elevation
Oval.
change.
Well, I mean, if
Yeah, but
we're doing no
there's some
elevation
changes in the
change,
corners.
we're talking road courses here because I don't know if
Well,
There's an
oval.
Indy road course.
It's not
that,
that good.
oh, yeah, it's not that good.
Oh, yeah, okay, I can agree with you on that one. We're all in agreement. Before we move on, let's talk about what's coming up for us. So we've got tonight's wet sunset race at Sebring, and in about a month's time, we're running Nürburgring combined. So Nick Stockner and I will buy the track on April 17th, the same day that you guys all come to watch some of the best collegiate sports car racers get out on Green Hill.
Well, don't worry, I already did. I got a little bit of extra money this month. Thank you to
Oh.
the American government, or no, sorry, actually it's the Georgia government to get
I
me.
thought you were gonna name a college basketball team.
I wasn't gonna name a college basketball team. But those for at home, it is the greatest time of the year. It is March Madness, and yes,
The start of the racing season. Sorry.
Being a Clemson University fan, we're hurting. But congratulations to McNeese State on that win. Well deserved. Other than that, it seems that qualifying is over, gentlemen, and a typical suspect is on the pole. If we can get those results, please, Mr. Producer Man.
All right,
So we're
gentlemen,
looking-
I'm gonna be disqualifying some drivers if you would
I was just gonna
kindly give us
say.
the grid.
Yeah, we're looking at disqualifying a few drivers. While he does that, let's start at the top. Mr. Nick Stockner, hit us with it.
Of course, starting on pole tonight is once again number 12, R. Muhammad Alif out of Ball State University, with P2 being Jake Cummings out of Converse University. P3 is Matt Barry, with P4 being Robert Giesel Jr., P5, Chris Parise, and P6, Drew Williams. P7, Adam Willoughby out of Clemson University, with P8, Riley Berkins. P9, Benjamin Fiore, and P10, Marco Mangiano. Ricky?
Mangano, sure, maybe. Lucas Mooney, P11. Nordberg, P12. Hunter Hidesti, P13. P14, Cale Davidson. Lower start for him. Let's see him work his way through the field. Andrew Hordes, P15. Christian Hill, our cup producer, P16. Nick Henley, P17. Thomas Crump, P18. Keegan Kallick, P19. Jamie Placencia, lowest start of the season for him in P20. Jaime Placencia, sorry, my bad.
P21, it's FC Iowa winner Aiken Lamar, with P22, Zachary Vitt, I think is how you pronounce it. P23, Mateo Jimenez, with P24, Mark Turek. P25, Adrian Dubakovic, with P26, Grant Schiller. P27, Jacob Dick at a Ball State, with P28, Mason Gay. P29, Jason Satterley, with P30, Donovan Kennedy.
Zohair Mirza, P31. Jason Wall at P32. Connor Bingle, Bing Bong, Bingy Bongy, P33. Riley Hazel, P34. And actually, Riley Hazel will be going home tonight. He's the first of our drivers going home. Andrew McManus will be going home as well. Garrett Kellum going home. Alex Finnerty will start the race. He set a fast enough lap in practice. Evan Main will start the race, and that would be P37 for Evan Main. P38, Kelton Quick set a fast enough time. P39, Jordan Ricky. P40, Richard Millam. P41, Pierce Seeley. And it looks like we're going to lose a big one tonight, guys. Brandon Schulenberger looking to have some equipment issues possibly. He will not race with us tonight in Sebring. We are rolling for our pace lap here.
Yes,
I have received word from my teammate. Sorry, Nick. Received word from my UAH teammate Jordan Ricky that iRacing's new shaders and graphics are giving him some serious trouble. So, I actually think he might not be starting this race.
Yes, I am getting reports from the Orange Wheel Racing Garage that the Corvette number 7 of Brandon Schulenberger seems to have had an engine failure. He will not be taking the field this evening. It's unfortunate for him. 2 hours around this raceway tonight, or this evening, or however you want to go about it. Very interesting to note, my screen has some sunset, but the viewers at home right now we're seeing a little bit more cloud cover. I think we got a little bit of splashing rain, but gentlemen, cold tires, a very sharp turn one, and and grip. Forget about it. I don't really know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm muting Jason Wallach because he's got a lot to say.
Sure does.
But yeah, it's raining, and it is not raining gently. I think the spray is going to be a big concern for these guys on these first few laps. Although looking on the radar, it's not going to be here for terribly long. Give it only another 40 minutes, and the percent chance of rain drops to 0. So it's going to be a tough start for these guys, but if they can survive, then drier land ahead of them awaits.
Well, let me ask you this. It's very, very wet. What is the odds we have a caution in the opening laps of this thing?
High.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think
higher.
Kayaks do. Maybe the highest it's been all this season, quite possibly.
My local meteorologist is telling me it's raining really bad right now. We're actually experiencing some very low to moderate rain. Within the next 15 to 20 minutes, we could be seeing some less moderate rain, particularly in the turns, 11 to 15 section. Should be the first turns to experience some dry weather, but that is the way that the pattern is flowing right now.
I don't know, I gotta be honest, I'm looking at the radar. It's looking pretty green, buddy. I don't know that. I think this whole track's about to be wet, and we're about to see some great racing here to start this race.
We may, but also, as everyone knows, tonight is being once again broadcasted by the esteemed panel. So the esteemed panel typically comes with, questions of the day, but tonight we wanted to turn it over to the broadcast. Not the broadcast, the fans
Chat.
at home, the viewers,
That's right.
the chat. Y'all come up with our questions of the day, and we will ask these drivers tonight as we got 2 hours, and I've got quite a few drivers, it looks like, in my repertoire to pull in for some interviews. We'd love to know what y'all want to ask them, other than us just asking them what's on their mind. But look
at this grid.
Man,
Look at wow. I'm
it's gonna
thoroughly
look so
impressed.
much better next season when it's multi-class. Oop, didn't mean to say that.
Oopsies.
Oh.
What, we got
Can't say
35, 30 some odd drivers here tonight?
Yeah,
We're pushing 40, buddy. We're pushing 40.
Gonna be something. They come through the bumps. They're giving it a lot here, and
Pace
the
car's
pace car's
down.
off.
Green flag.
And we are go from the 2 hours of Sebring. Our Muhammad Ali leads them off, covering over Jake Cummings in P2. Heading down to turn 1.
Look at
Lots of
that spray.
3, 4, maybe even 5 wide further on back to the field. We've got a call for a crash from Jason Wallet. Don't think that's true or not. We'll figure it out soon. They all seem to be peeling
There's
through.
no
I think we're
stewards.
fine. I think we're fine.
Oh, he's coming around! That's the McLaren! He's coming back across the track! Oh, no! He actually gets through clean! I wonder who that was.
Oh, that
was Lucas Moody. That was the 21. That was Lucas Moody.
Yeah.
Lucas
Go back
Moody
like
goes around
15
in the
seconds,
rain.
producer man.
There are contact all throughout the
Oh my
field.
gosh.
P25, 26.
Here's a
We're driving
replay.
each other off the track.
We're walking through with Mr. Moody here. He's in the rain. He's in the spray. He got hit from behind. He got hit from, I think that's a BMW.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
jeez.
Oh, punted. Car 999 punted. Let's get a look at this.
Andrew
Oh,
Dugan
quick
Lamar
wreck.
just
Lamar got
punted
punted by
forward
somebody.
behind.
2 UAH cars off in the same corner here.
What? Mason Gay and oh my goodness, yeah, car 999 off at the hairpin earlier. Something happened to Mason Gay. I don't know if that was a skill issue or if what happened to him.
We got to take a look at this, but here's that incident with the
Carnage in
999.
the turn 7. Absolute carnage.
murder.
Oh, more. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. They all said, "Well, we want to be included." That Mustang's got a broken
Jesus.
nose. Whoever that guy's in there. Oh,
I'm gonna have a lot to look at after this race is over. That's fun.
Well, you would think that our stewards are going to be busy, but this is a call to the drivers watching the stream back. Submit your penalty reports so we can actually clean up a little bit of the racing.
Yeah, asking
know-
drivers to submit penalty reports is like telling a 5-year-old to not pick his boogers and eat it.
Except if you're a member of the report police, we had we had somebody, I'm not going to name any names in particular, but somebody has set the record for most penalty reports in a season. We're not even halfway through, and I've got 15 from a particular individual.
Yeah, that record just broke the season. It was set last season, but it was broke again this season.
It broke again halfway through. I mean, respect to him. He's cleaning up the field one report at a time. As once again we
got something going on. Matthew Nordberg, farther back, looks like he's battling with Christian Hill. He's side by side with someone through turn 1.
He is, but
Turn
now he's
2.
not.
That's Thomas Crump and Matthew Nordberg.
Some Orange Racing fellow, Orange friend group, maybe. Who knows?
With Christian Hill right ahead of him, not rocking orange wheels.
Well, you know what? He's fired. Right. So he's moving on forward throughout the field. We're only 4 minutes into this affair, but I mean, can we get a cockpit view of like maybe Crump? I want to see just how is he dealing with all this spray.
What an overtake for P11 here.
The outside.
Well, I know you saw that.
I think that was Keegan Kalick on Jaime Placencia. Look at that spray on board here with Thomas Crump.
Now, gentlemen, y'all do a little bit more road racing than I do. As you know, I am scared of right turns. How do you deal with this?
Say a lot of prayers.
Yeah, honestly, you're just trying to look at that flashing rain light ahead of you as best you can, and you might pull a car width to the right or left just to try to get a look at some of your references.
Well,
Thankfully,
it's so difficult.
Crump, yeah.
It's so difficult at a track like this where you're really only got one line on some of these corners. You can't peek out to see where you're at. You can't peek out to see your braking marker. And look at him. He can't even see the lights here. He's just going until he sees those brake lights light up. And then all of a sudden, maybe it's too late. So obviously, high potential for danger here tonight.
At this point, I'm pretty sure what a lot of these drivers are doing in this spray is just following the lights in front of them, and that's what everyone's doing from second on back. I mean, it's difficult stuff, but I'm looking at my weather radar, and we are probably a third of the way through this rain. Give it another 30 minutes. Excuse me, that rain will be gone.
Well, 30 minutes is the call from Ryan Whitlock, and hopefully he's a better meteorologist than Ferrari meteorologists and weather people in the last year. That's neither here nor there. Maybe some water in the car, words of wisdom, if you know what I'm saying. But, gentlemen, I think we are at the time where we bring our first person. What do you say?
We are. Who are we thinking? Let's make sure they're not in a battle first.
Oh, no. We don't care about that. We don't care about that.
We could do.
Bring him in.
We could do one.
We got a copy on like a Ben Fiore. How about him? Is he in a battle?
Let me see where he is. No, Ben's not really doing much. We could do. Let me do interview waiting room first.
Yeah, let's get a copy on Mr. Fiore for our.
All right, and
we are check and see if there's any questions to ask. What's your dream holiday
Mr.
destination?
Fiore.
Good
Welcome,
here, gentlemen. We are back in the booth.
Welcome to the esteemed panel, if you will. First of all, before we get to, we got the crowd asking questions of the day for you tonight before we get to the game show. But beforehand, what's on your mind?
Couple things. First thing about is my PC. It definitely wants to be like a Drew Swanson and just chuck in my garbage right now. That's why I missed the start. But it makes for a good first challenge.
No. Pause. Who?
Drew Swanson from the 1V where you take the PC and chuck it.
Someone's dead.
Who's that? Not true.
That's not
Lucas
me.
Moody again. Lucas Moody again.
Oh Lord.
Ken.
That guy's name is Ron Swanson, not
All right,
Drew Swanson.
I'm trying to drive.
Fake man.
Ricky.
Get him out of here!
Oh my God.
God, who's that?
Guys, I'm driving in monsoons. You're getting on me for a first.
Who's that Ferrari up ahead?
Hey, we didn't ask you to drive into monsoon. You elected to drive into monsoon.
I did. You know what? I'm
Just
having to
drive.
drive. Oh, someone. Right.
That's the replay.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no,
yeah, what a.
Never mind. Well, okay. So, what's on your mind is you want to throw away your computer, and then what else is on your mind?
Well,
Lucas Moody spins again. Is he on
Well,
slip?
that's the other line. It just said again, so.
He just towed.
No, he did not. Are you serious?
Oh my god.
I spy a rage quit from our favorite. I don't know if that's safe to say.
Overwatch
or-
player? Our
Sure.
favorite Overwatch
Oh,
player?
Don't give it that for chat. That's not good
that-
right there.
That's not safe to say. You
I
can't call
I
somebody
spot
an Overwatch player.
I spot an early trip to Wingstop for that ball state driver tonight.
Wingstop. That's crazy.
Shallow line through sunset there for Mr. Fiore. Nick, why don't you hit him with your questions, buddy?
No, not a turn one. It's the worst I'd ask a question.
You know,
Guys,
the Ben, Sir Mr. Fiore, our lovely
Oh,
chat
hello, Ty-Bomb.
has asked,
Oh,
what is your
here's Andrew
dream?
Horns.
What's your dream holiday destination?
They're side by side through turn one.
you know, we are doing the multitasking right now, like sports car racing.
What's your dream
holiday?
holiday destination, Mr.
Dream
Fiore?
holiday destination would not be Sebring right now with all the pouring rain. That's the last place I want to be. But if I had to choose, genuinely, Nancy, an answer to this question, I'd have to say, well, Cancun would be fitting because I throw my chance to be competitive in FC this year. That's up there. But
Cancun?
I have to say, for the actual destination, Italy. I mean, it's kind of cliche because I'm driving an Italian car, so you could have seen that one coming. But like,
Yeah.
Italy, head down to Sicily, enjoy a good little pizza, do some water activities.
Oh,
Not
this
driving
guy's
on water, and
studied
it's
up.
be pretty good. So yeah.
He studied up on his Italian facts over here. I
Well,
see.
you know.
Scusi, Babadaboo. Something along the lines.
Mr. Stockton.
Exactly. So, well, Ben, we also have a second portion of the evening. You always know what's about to happen. Ricky! Welcome to the game show, Mr. Fiore. It's called Florida Man. Now, let me tell you the rules. I'm going to tell you 3 headlines that all begin with Florida Man. You know those famous headlines that you hear all the time about the Florida Man doing something stupid?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you 3 headlines. You're going to tell me if they are real or not real. You get them right, you get this sound. There you go. And if you get them wrong, you get this sound.
And you get him out of here.
And you get him out of here, whole 9 yards. Get all 3 right, and then you get to let the people, you thank the people, whole 9 yards. Talk about what you want to talk about. The floor is yours. You ready to play?
Oh, we are born ready. Let's go. Right in the sunset too.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so first headline for you. Tell me if this headline is real or not real. Florida man arrested for flying a plane onto a golf course.
Oh, that's so true. I've never even heard that one. That's true.
I'm here to say I'm sorry, but that is actually
What?
fake.
That's
that is not
We're
real.
not done already? That's crazy.
We're
Get him
done
out of here!
on
Alright,
the.
it's
we're
fine,
done
it's
on
alright.
the first one.
See you later.
Time to
Someone get him out of here.
home.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of
Alright,
here.
y'all are haters. It's all right.
Play the music for him, please, as he leaves.
There we go.
He biffs an overtaking
shame.
opportunity on Andrew Hordes up ahead. Brutal. We've got a pretty close battle brewing for third, it looks like. Jake Cummings just slightly ahead of Matt Berry in the number 11 car. Those two are fairly close on track. I don't think Matt Berry's got any real overtaking opportunities in the near future, but he is certainly looking at Jake Cummings' rear end with intent.
I think we definitely missed a pass for second
Wait a minute.
because Chris Parise was not ahead of Jake Cummings before
I don't know that we can say that,
the
actually.
race started.
Yeah, let's. I think we're giving up on making it PG, gentlemen. and we might just
Gentlemen,
make it
did we have another
PG-13.
instance of sensitivity training? Do
Oh,
I need to
Zachary
find
Litt.
it?
Farther back, 15th. Oh,
Hey, I
Uh-huh.
just worked here. No one ever contacted me about sensitivity training, so I didn't go.
I
Well,
am
golly.
sensitive. I'm
Well,
only
golly,
sensitive.
I gotta get a disclaimer. We have to get a disclaimer where this is, not intended for young children.
Do we have this set so that it's like 4 kids on YouTube? I hope not.
I hope not. No,
No,
There-
because we have chat. Because there's
Yeah,
chat.
we have comments active, so this is technically not for kids. I mean, this is probably for kids 8 years old and older. They can handle the topics that we talked about.
I don't know about
tonight.
8.
Okay, maybe 13.
Yeah,
but
I think 13 is a little more fair.
Speaking of 13-year-olds, I think we've got a 13-year-old sitting in our interview waiting. Now, should we bring him in?
Oh boy, bring him in.
Oh, can I do it?
Well, if it isn't the
Mr.
oh god, I forget that terrible sound is how you enter every single chat.
Oh, I have it
But,
sounded muted.
Oh, I
well,
have it muted.
I don't have that part muted. I need to work on that.
How,
You know, I'm not.
how is the esteemed panel tonight?
I'm not checking my. Well, the better question is, what's on your mind? Because we saw you cut more grass than drive on asphalt.
I thought he was just
Yeah,
trying to take a
yeah.
trip to Wingstop. You know, that's a typical thing for that team. So
I do enjoy a good Wingstop. No, the 18 car decided he didn't like my rear end so much, and just decided
probably
to
have
hit
that AJR bumper on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not the one with the AJR bumper on it. I don't know if you got the two confused or I don't know.
Well, you know that
Yeah.
AJR bumper in the cups sure is puntable. I would know, but you know.
Well, you tried it, didn't you? But see, I left the room. See, that's what you should have done at poke. You see, Nick. You know, I
This is
see a
not
car
the opportunity to
diving.
start beef, gentlemen.
I see a car diving down my inside. I leave room. Isn't that your concept? I know, right?
Oh well, you know.
Let's ask him the darn questions.
We do, I guess.
Wait, Ricky
Lord.
didn't DM the answers to me this time.
Well,
He-
Hey, Mr.
You
Producer,
enemy
let's get a look
training.
at Caleb
Yeah, I
Davidson
need
while we
them.
talk with Lucas Moody here, why don't we?
No,
so you
59.
know,
you can fail on your own now.
we got a question from the chat for you.
Okay.
What is your dream holiday destination?
Ooh. Okay, just oh wow, like
As
anywhere.
Caleb Davidson and Adam Willoughby go side by side in turn 17. Caleb Davidson on the inside, but I think this is one of the corners where the outside actually sometimes works. Adam Willoughby,
Oh, a little bit
and
wide,
he is
though.
hung out to dry, a little wide. All right, sorry, Dick.
Favorite or destination? I don't know. There's so many places to go.
That's not an answer. I've never heard of. I don't know. Where's that at? What country is that in?
So that's in the state of Ball.
Well, anywhere's better than Muncie, Indiana. I can tell you that much for free.
I'd probably
well,
say no. I'd probably say Monza. I think that'd be a really cool track to go to.
Fake F1 fan. Let's get him out of here.
God. Well, first of all,
Let's
You
get
do
on
it.
with the show.
you do have to play the game show.
Okay, let's do it.
Play the music, please. Welcome to the game show, Mr. Moody. I am your host, Zane Zippaflip, back here this evening with a game show called Florida Man. Let me explain to you how this works. So I'm gonna tell you 3 different news headlines. You know the stereotypical news headline of Florida Man does something stupid. Well, I'm gonna tell you 3 of them. You're gonna tell me if they are real or not real. Get one wrong, you get out of here. Get them all right, and you know you get the floor to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Are you ready to play?
Lucas
Okay.
Moody. Are
Sorry.
you there?
Sorry, Kelton was talking to me.
He was getting the answers.
No, it was not Kelton.
Not for me this time.
But
I am indeed ready.
you ready to play? Fair enough. All right. So first, Florida Man headline of the evening. Florida man robs same Dollar General twice. Tells police he blames the voices in his head. Real or not real?
Hold on, Alif is yelling at me to get in voice call for some reason.
Okay, well, you're
can you
with
guys give me
the esteemed
10
panel.
seconds? Really quick? I'll be
Get
right
him
back.
out of here!
right
Goodbye!
back.
Get him out of here!
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Placing
Get
the
him outta
words
here.
of his own coach and mentor over the questions of the esteemed panel. What a
Well, that's
shame.
that's a permanent
That's an-
lifetime ban, if you ask me. For
Yeah.
this
I
one.
think I might ban him from CSC. I just might.
I've never been so offended
They're
by someone
side
who
by
thinks
side. Who's that?
You know, I've been
who comes in,
That's Adam Willoughby and Thomas
who
Crump.
decides to come in and talk to the esteemed panel and disrespect us in our own house. I don't want him back.
They've been putting
I don't
in
wanna
the
bet.
hours. You know, these game shows take work, and all he does is just crap on it. And you know, his teammate, who by the way has a 6-second lead already, needs to talk to him. Yeah.
Okay, what? I don't know. Maybe they're looking at the radar. We are about halfway through the rain So yeah, 17 minutes in, halfway through the rain. So yeah,
Yes.
just past 30 minutes, it's gonna be done raining. Gonna start drying up.
Something of the like. But we got a lot of close quarters combat here right now. I just look at is Matt Berry a rookie? Because if he's a rookie, your first
He is.
race ever, if P4 is quite the showing for that
I don't
individual.
think this is his first race ever, but this is certainly the first season in which I've seen his name. So
Well,
yeah,
for certain. But
good
he's
result.
having a oh, and just as I say that, he goes in the grass.
Commentator's curve.
Oh,
There he goes, all the way
cutting-
down to P7.
having quite a large amount of grass. But
All right, who do we not like, gentlemen, so we can say good things about them? Why don't we look at Drew Williams in P5?
Okay, you would say that because he comes to supercars a pooper car, but yeah, let's take a look at him here. He's doing halfway decent right now.
No, he's doing a great job running P5 in the wet.
That's
Tricky
halfway decent
Sebring.
at
I
best.
don't. You know,
I'd have this car in the lead.
I mean, compared to his Bathurst performance, where he was insulting drivers where he was insulting people who watch Formula One Drive to Survive, then proceeded to wreck immediately afterwards. I mean,
Well, he was talking about going up a hill and down a hill like it was the easiest thing on planet Earth.
and then he
now,
wrecks on a crest.
Yeah, you're right. So now he's not going up hills and down
Gentlemen.
hills.
Ricky,
This just in.
Uh-huh.
Message from Lucas Moody, who disrespected the panel.
Uh-huh.
He said that a Leaf was yelling from across the room because he wanted Lucas to fill up his water bottle.
If
What
you
does
ask
that
me
say about Lucas Moody?
It says things that I really shouldn't say on television. That's what that really means. But in the more politically correct term, Lucas, you got to stand up for yourself, buddy. You are your own man.
I think
questionably.
servitude is a good.
Indentured servitude is not the way of collegiate esports. I should know. Being a former member of collegiate esports.
Did he even say yes or no to that headline?
No, he didn't even give me an answer. His answer was, "I've got to join the BC with a Leaf."
He's begging and pleading to get back in, but that was his shot.
He went down. I mean, I could go I could put him back in here, but he has a price to pay. He has to admit that Pocono was his fault.
I will DM him right now. I will DM him right now.
He has to publicly admit that Pocono is his fault, and then he can come back in here. Otherwise, he's staying down there. I'm not letting him back in.
Zachary Witt looks to the outside of Adam Willoughby going into the hairpin. Doesn't work out for him.
Oh, there's another side-by-side, maybe.
Gets close behind to punish Zachary Witt for his failed
Does Willoughby
overtake
have
attempt.
damage? I think there's no front bumper on that Porsche.
He was going off tracking a little bit earlier, but
That's
I don't
a
know
good
that.
question. What does Willoughby's car look like? Yep, Rexy's got no teeth.
Rexy's got no teeth indeed, buddy. You might want to get some braces on that thing.
Yeah, we got to watch out for copyright infringement, though, gentlemen. We can't talk about Rexy's character and brand on broadcast like that.
Nope. Totally.
The teeth on cars that has never been done before in the history of cars. Never.
Wait till they put eyelashes on Rexy, and then all those beetles with the eyelashes get.
Oh, dude, eyelashes on a Porsche would actually be hilarious. Imagine passing someone around the outside and you've got eyelashes on your headlights. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it could.
Well, it looks like the closest battle we have on track right now is Keel Davidson behind Marco Mangiano for 7th, but that's still a 4-tick gap. Looks like Kale tried something in turn 17, but didn't work. Don't think he's going to try anything here into turn 1.
Where is Kale right now, position-wise?
He's P8.
Yeah, so he started around 14. So he's making his way up.
How about Keegan Kallick, Riley Birkins, Christian Hill? That threesome, They're relatively close together right
Connor
now.
Bingle just did something. Connor Bingle just spun. That's a 68 car. He's down in 27th. Let's get a look at my teammate, why don't we?
Typical Monday for typical
Number
Thursday
68
for
car. We're going to need probably a 20-second replay on that so we can make fun of Mr. Bing Bong.
As Birkins passes somebody. I think that Birkins is sideways. Birkins is getting contact from a car. Who is that
Yeah,
car
that
he's
was-
getting contact from?
That would be
Oh.
Zachary Witt.
Did he tow?
No,
Oh,
Zachary Witt.
Zachary Vitt and Christian Hill Zachary Vitt and Riley Berkins are getting involved with each other and they're holding up Christian Hill, who I believe has damage on the nose of that Mustang, as Keegan Kallick is off the
Oh
road.
my goodness.
He's cutting some grass.
What a gaggle. And that Mustang of Christian Hill is just being super patient, waiting to make that pounce. Ooh, side by side. Getting a little
Which,
tight there.
if you know Christian Hill, patience is not one of his virtues.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is he making this corner?
Bunted! Bunted behind! Zachary Witt,
that's-
Keegan Kallick!
That's Vitt. I think.
Here's a replay. Christian Hill side by side with Witt. And then
gentlemen,
just murdered.
yeah, that's a
Who
that's
is
a
that?
clear murder. Oh, look, I
That's
think
the-
it's Callie.
I think
Yeah,
that's
that was Kallick and Witt. Yeah, Kallick came over the radio as Witt's around now.
Yeah.
Kallick came over the radio and said you can't move under braking, so
Witt
that might
is
have been
still
an issue there.
around. I
Dylan,
don't know. Oh,
I-
Kallick's got a broken toe link in the rear. I don't know if I agree with Keegan Kallick. I think he just missed his braking and punted it.
Nick, what are you trying to say?
Zachary Vitt's around again. He's got.
Oh!
Zachary Vitt almost killed Nordberg. He is towed. Lucas Moody is prepared to do exactly what I asked him to do. Mr. Moody.
I don't believe it. It has to be the first thing that says, you better say it right now.
No, let's do the questions first. Let's do the questions first.
No. I want it here in the public eye. I need it now, or you can go back home.
He's gonna cross his fingers when he says this, and like.
I mean, I can't say that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Get him out of here!
Good dear Lord.
All right.
Are you,
All right.
What's the
all right,
question,
All right.
well, no, the question that we're not there yet. He's got to admit.
yeah.
He's got.
Pocono.
What about it?
Turn 3.
Turn 3. Yeah. What about it? What about it?
Side by side with Edward Sanchez.
Yeah, sure. But I was ahead of that. Way ahead of both.
You were ahead of you. Oh, way ahead. Just, bit of a stretch.
Keep going.
You
Keep
want to
going.
participate in the game show or not, buddy?
This hurts me. This hurts.
Spit it out, buddy.
Went for the move on my good old buddy, my good old
Oh,
pal,
someone's dead.
my
I think
teammate.
Keegan Kallick's pitting. Anywho.
Edward Sanchez.
Yeah, sure. And you want to know who you hit instead?
The brakes, they're a little hot. Hit him maybe a little late. Didn't,
You think?
Well, I went side by side with this the 124 car.
You really were. But
Side by side.
Keep going.
And yeah, we made contact. And
Yes. And
Yeah.
that was whose fault?
I think Stewart said racing incident from what I remember.
Well,
But you gotta remember, if our Bengals up in the booth, you got to take every steward's decision with a grain of salt.
Exactly. If you really want to go about it, so let's hear whose fault it was.
You want to participate?
It was partly mine.
No.
No. Let's be a little bit more
Clear.
loud and proud about whose fault this was. Because Thomas
Oh
Crowe
wow,
was
Thomas
damaged
Crowe
on the
doesn't
nose.
have a front end.
That's a lot of damage. But go ahead, Lucas.
Probably-
No, not probably.
Did you have
No.
a spotter?
Jimenez run
Is
his
it spotter's
outside into
fault?
sunset. Holy crap.
No, this isn't the Xfinity series. You can't blame your spotter for not hitting the brakes on pit road.
Okay, Chris Wright. Keep going.
Oh, what's the gap to a leaf? How was
All right, he's out of
9
here. I've had
seconds.
enough.
All right, it was my
I've
fault,
had
fine.
enough.
Okay.
What was your fault? What was your fault? Say it out loud.
the Pocono incident with Thomas Toomey?
Oh,
Oh, no.
what a terrible,
no.
awful sport.
God
And he's
Christ. We gave that man so many
We gave him
opportunities
yeah.
to understand
Thank
that
you,
you know
Lucas
what?
Moody, for entertaining the panel for 10 minutes.
It-
Christian
it's-
Hill side by side with Riley Berkins going into
I don't
turn
know.
7.
Christian Hill's nose looks
We got
a
four
little
cars
thin.
with front ends, gentlemen. Christian Hills is dented in, but still Porsche, no front
What a
bumper.
time.
Mustang dented, Porsche, no front bumper. McLaren, no front bumper. Mateo Jimenez needs to watch out that green car at the back of the line because if trends continue, he will have no front splitter here in about 2 laps.
That's part of the
Well, Lucas Moody is clearly incapable of.
Wait a minute.
apologizing.
Wait a minute. I'm getting reports. Third time might be the charm. It's gonna be the last time, gentlemen.
This better
He's
be the
got-
last time.
You said it would be the first words you said.
at Pocono, and it was my fault.
Thank
Oh
God. Okay,
my
he said
God.
it.
Flip it.
We have it. Clip
Flip it,
Clip
Jack.
it. Clip
Flip
it. Okay, there you go. All right, welcome back to the game show. You already know what it's called. I forget what I'm named tonight. I think I'm, Rusty
name's
Shackelford or
the fifth
something. Okay, so back to the first. Oh.
Oh. Well, we didn't. The chat didn't get to hear Moody the last time, but let me tell you something. Moody, he said it. He said it. We all heard it. I think he might have hacked the system so it didn't get heard on chat, but we heard him say it was his fault, and then he failed.
Wow, they only hear the soundboards, and they did hear clip it. So,
I mean,
They-
yeah. According to, looks like a few people have lost Discord. Maybe. Anywho, let's try to get this this screen share back up and running so I can see what I'm commentating over.
I think right now, if I'm watching the stream back, we're looking at. I think we're still looking at Crump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll just look at the freaking YouTube on a multiple second delay. Well, Thomas Crump still no front bumper. Trying to do what
Yeah.
he can.
Well, Lucas Moody is crying in my DMs because he failed the game show. That's not my
Well, I
fault.
think Lucas Moody needs to suck it up and go get some Wingstop.
Yeah, go get some Wingstop. Can we get a Wingstop CIL sponsorship?
Well,
Let's battle
you
on
know.
track right now. Still Crump at the moment. I think Cale Davidson and Matt Berry just swapped spots, maybe? Oh, Matt Berry's pitting. I think Matt Berry is our first taker for the pits. Is he repairing damage? Is he going for tires?
That might
There's
be
still-
a scheduled stop, but it's a little early, don't you think?
No, it's you can make it 40 minutes in the dry with these fuel tanks. So something's
That's definitely
happening.
on. Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like Crump had another incident there. Maybe that would have been. Let's see. Yeah, Crump
much.
into the back of Riley Birkins, a little butt touching in Sunset there.
Who's that pitting? I think Riley. No. Someone's pitting. Well,
Robert
Berry
Kiesel
pitting.
and Drew Williams are in a very tight battle for P4 right now.
Yeah, coming out of the hairpin. Oh, that's real close. What's Drew gonna do here? Robert Kiesel just takes the racing line. Drew looks to his right, looks to the inside. Kiesel blocks. Drew goes for it anyways on the damper part of the track, makes it stick, runs just a hair wide. Kiesel tries to make the switchback happen, but that's not an easy corner to do that at. Looks like Drew is going to prevail and start hunting down Jake Cummings for third. This is a seriously impressive performance from Drew Williams. I can't wait to watch him bottle it, I hope.
Golly, bum, you
Wow.
really do not like that guy. Glory to Orange Wheel Racing, and
Oh,
Brian
Thomas Crump side by side with Riley Birkins as a lap
Yeah,
car.
he He made that pass on the outside there in turn 7, but it because he's got no front end. He's got a parachute on that car.
Is he gonna try to still keep it up there?
I'll tell you what, no front end or not, he's pretty fast.
Yeah, I think
Drew
Crump's gonna
Williams
have
pitting
some
this time.
space.
It's only
Really?
32 only
Over the
32
radio.
minutes of fuel. And the Mustang's fitting as well. Only
Christian
32,
Hill.
only 33 minutes of fuel.
What are they thinking here, Ryan?
I don't know.
I'm looking at the weather. I mean, we're still a good, you know,
we are still wet territory for sure.
yeah, we're still 15 minutes of rain, active rain. So this is at least going to be a pit for wet tires.
Surely.
Damage
'Cause they
repair?
should be able- they
It
should be able to
could
make
be
it
damage
40
repair
minutes.
on Drew's car, but
Because they should for sure be able to make it 40 minutes. Well,
I am perplexed. You know, color me intrigued.
as Thomas Crump just is battling Adam Willoughby through turn 17. They made contact turning into Sunset there. Adam Willoughby is left out to dry, pun intended. I think those two might have had a little gets together in last night's race in the Formula College Series.
Something.
Thomas-
of the
yeah.
sort.
I gained spots from that. That was fun.
Drew Williams has been sitting in his box for a while. Is that damage repair?
It's certainly got to be, you would think.
No, I don't. You know what? We're just gonna have to sit and find out. Because
Why don't we just bring him in here?
Yeah, why don't we do that? That's
He is-
actually
He's actually just come out of the pits.
a great idea.
We don't care about
he-
that. Bring him in here.
Yeah, now he's going to talk to Lucas for a couple minutes.
Drew Williams!
What's good?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the esteemed panel. I'd like to know, why were you in the pits for so long, buddy?
I was in the pits because I had IMSA fuel selected instead of CIL fuel, and I had to take a bunch of gas.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
I
So-
I
thought road
think that
racing
happened
was
to
easy.
one other person too.
I thought road racing was easy, Drew Williams.
Road racing is easy. You see how I'm whooping these guys? These guys couldn't touch me on an oval, and apparently they can't touch me here either. Because outside of my poor choices of fuel, this has been a dominant performance.
Dominant in third, sure.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry,
exactly...
I've done some road racing with the people in this channel recently. I didn't see third place performance out of anyone here.
I disagree.
Well, I'm scared of right-hand turns, and Ryan Ryan impersonated the 10 car into turn 1 and lap 1. And you know, Ricky is Ricky.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one who fought with Drew yesterday, and
I thought
it was a good battle.
Well, congratulations, Nick Henley thought 3 wide at Fox Factory Bridge made sense, but you know we're
Well,
here.
I started behind you and made an overtake on the first lap despite your incident, so I don't see what the big issue is here.
Well, you see, I'm
Passing
keeping
me
safe.
in turn 1 doesn't count as an overtake.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Stockner.
Yeah, passing me is not an accomplishment in the slightest.
Fair enough.
Passing
Well,
me
Drew-
should be a given.
How's your race going so far? In all seriousness,
In all seriousness, I have been very pleasantly surprised with my speed. This car drives like many a famed, high horsepower, low downforce car that this league loves. Really not looking forward for it to dry out, because once it gets dry, all of the downforce nerds will come back and probably whoop me. But who knows? After last night's performance, I think I've got downforce figured out more than most of this league too.
Well,
Strong
what's
claim.
on your mind?
Currently, what's on my mind is just hoping that the fuel strategy didn't kill me too much, and that the sky will dry out at the right time.
You know that
well, I think I know what it's time for, gentlemen.
I think he is, but welcome to the game show, Mr. Drew Williams. Are you ready to play? It's called Florida Man. The rules of this game show are very simple. I'm going to read you some headlines, and you're going to tell me if they are real or not real. Get all 3 right that I'm going to tell you this evening, and you get the floor for whatever you want to talk about. But if not, then you go, or what do you say, Ricky?
You get him out of here.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Drew, you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right. So, first Florida man headline for you tonight. Florida man tries to shoot puppy. Puppy shoots him instead.
That absolutely happened. It was me.
That's real. That is a real headline. Congratulations. Second headline. Florida man caught forcing grandmother to speed down highway because his license was suspended.
That is too tame for Florida man. That didn't happen.
Okay, that's not real. You're correct there as well.
Wow.
Third Florida man, the headline of the evening. Florida man robs same Dollar General twice. Cites he's blaming the voices in his head.
That happened. Every Florida man has schizophrenia.
Congratulations, that's all three Florida man headlines correct. Come on down to the front podium, Mr. Williams. The floor is yours. What do you want to talk about?
At this point, I want to talk about how, CIL needs more wet racing. I think that putting cars like this on a wet track really displays driver skill. I think anything that is high horsepower, relatively low downforce, wet track, qualifying in particular, expresses the highest degree of talent that we can push out of these kids. And I think we should do as many wet races as possible.
Anything else to add to that? I mean, you've got the floor. It's yours.
I sit on my soapbox every day. I think I don't know. Everybody knows how I feel. Everybody knows that I'm the best alumni driver in the field by far.
Oh,
I'm
God.
the best orange wheel racing driver, especially in the wet, especially at Road Atlanta.
Oh, Christ.
I think everybody. I'm just winning the game. This is just my showboat time. This is just so everybody knows that I mean business.
Drew, I'm gonna punch you in the face at Barbara. I hope you know that.
Drew, you know how I've told you your murder's been upgraded to 9 spoons? It's now 10 spoons. I'm gonna kill you at 10 spoons.
It's okay, Ryan. I'll probably be standing on grass, which I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that. That's your element. Your element is in the grass.
Oh, no,
I was
his
wondering
element
where
is
you were
boulders.
going with that. So what I'm hearing is we need a dirt rally league.
No, I'm just
yeah.
saying. If you threaten me, I'm gonna go find pavement because you're very bad at finding pavement at racetracks.
Oh.
Good grief.
That's painful.
Wow.
All right, let's get him out of
You're not
here.
that guy, Paul.
Well,
Trust me.
Drew,
You're not that guy.
is there anybody you'd like to thank before you go?
Of course, I want to thank the clouds, the sky, the rain that is currently destroying all my competitors as I pass them in the pits. And I want to give a huge shout out to my my Orange Wheel Racing drivers who decided to show up tonight and actually race with me, because they haven't killed each other yet, and that's an achievement for us.
Yeah, I'm
also,
mad Clint didn't show up.
I am
I'm
mad
mad
Clint
at
didn't
for
show
that.
up. That's my other statement. Wait, one more soapbox statement for the night. Severance. People who watch Severance, just I don't know. They're role playing having corporate employment. You just get a job.
You bum.
Get a job. Quit watching Severance. You bum.
So why did Clint not drive tonight?
Oh, Clint wants to watch Severance. Apparently Severance is cooler than us, which is something I hear Severance fans say a lot.
Wow.
All right. Ben Fiore called Ron Swanson Drew Swanson, so we're not doing too good for TV shows today.
No, we're
We're
not.
not.
I don't even know what severance is to be quite frank.
Well, thank
with
you for joining us, Drew. Good luck with the rest of the race. Although not really. I hope your fuel strategy is terrible.
It already is.
Bye.
Wow.
See you later.
Oh my
It's
God.
everything he said was targeted to make me mad. And you know what? I'll be honest, it worked.
You've
had enough.
He does make really good Ryan bait. I buy it at the store every now and then.
Really. He's
Well, you know what?
very
You know
good.
what? You know what we need to say about Ryan's emotions right now? We need to get the tarps for Ryan's emotion. I mean,
we do, because
kinda rough night for Ryan.
I saw that man literally shrink to the size of a pea the moment I saw him dip into the grass and turn one.
Well, that's
over
not
the lane.
saying much. He's already really skinny twigs as it is.
Hey, you
so.
you watch the things you say on broadcast, buddy.
I said skinny twig. We're good.
Anywho, looking at who are we looking at here?
I think that's a lead.
Our Muhammad Ali pulled out 12-second gap.
We need more rain.
You know, have we ever considered, just making the Ferrari like really slow, like 50% power?
I will let you guys in and all of our viewers in on a little secret. I made a bit of an oopsie poopsies with the Ferrari BOP earlier. iRacing's official Sebring BOP had the Ferrari at 98% fuel. And 98% of the 75% fuel tanks we have in the CSC puts the Ferrari at 73.5. But in iRacing, I can't put in decimals for fuel tank capacity. Other cars had 98% tanks and I put them at 74, but I think I accidentally put the Ferrari at 73. So our Muhammad Ali does have 1% less fuel to be working with here. That is my
And all the
bad.
other
I think that's really going to have a huge effect on the race.
That's such a game changer.
That's such a
dog.
shame. I might have, I accidentally truncated instead of rounding. That's a huge deal, guys. I'm sorry.
He's going to watch this back and he's going to think, you know what, Ryan tried to screw me, and that's why I'm 12 seconds ahead right now.
Yeah, he's spiting me is what's happening, I think.
Yeah, something of the sort. He's got a lot of traffic to
Is
deal
that
with
sunlight?
right now.
Is that
Rain's
sun?
done.
The rain is ending.
He does have a lot of traffic here, guys. This is
Well-
going to be a fun thing to watch here.
Gonna take a look through the weather
Oh,
here,
goodness,
and,
who is that?
and I am looking
Oh, he is getting checked up.
a
Oh,
lot of traffic right
That's
now.
Connor Bingle? No, that's Keegan.
I mean-
Who is that?
I mean, that's going to be this is Chris Parise's best chance to actually get somewhat close. He's already closed 3 seconds in the past little tiny bit here. Now, Alif has one more car of traffic to get through.
Yeah, he's
And-
currently behind, I think.
That's Vit right there. Oh, Alif's now. I think it's a little bit of the grass travel there for Alif. He's not being given a lot of room by any of these guys. This is quite ugly, honestly, when you think
Well, he
about
makes it through, okay.
I think this is going to be the second time today that the Idleman team has heard about lap traffic.
Yeah,
we
I
heard
would
about it a
encourage
lot
all my drivers
yesterday.
to submit penalty reports.
Yeah, we heard
Yeah,
about
we
it
heard-
a lot yesterday. We heard a lot about how lap traffic was poor. All I have to
Oh,
say
Riley
to that
Perkins
comment,
is dead. No, he's
is-
pitting. Never mind.
if you think lap traffic is poor, it's probably because the person who is the lap traffic is just a little bit, unknowledgeable of how to be lap traffic. I don't think it's the track. I think it's the driver. As you
Yep.
move forward down the line, I don't
Ooh,
know who
Grant
this
Schiller's
side by
off.
side
Hunter
battle is.
Haddesty is almost side by side through turn 1 with Jacob Dick. Dick prevails.
That's a saying.
Oh God! Well,
Trying to hold it.
PG-13 there, people. I have been informed by the radar that within the next 4 minutes, half the track will no longer be raining.
Yeah, the entire, I believe that's the east end of the circuit, which is essentially tower through the penultimate corner, including turns 1 and 2. Yeah, basically the whole east end of the track is not in the rain anymore, meaning only Sunset, the final corner, and the hairpin are still actively being rained upon. Let's see if the cameras agree with that statement, but I think the rain is just about done raining.
It very well could be going through the.
Chris
going-
Parise is pitting.
Wyatt Burton, our lovely Wyatt Burton, says IndyCar needs rain tires ASAP.
I agree.
Why-
I 100% agree.
If FC raced in the rain, instead of 5 cars in the lead lap yesterday, we'd have like 2.
That's
Hunter
okay.
Haddesty is side by side with Jacob Dick again. Let's see if
Oh.
Dick prevails a second time.
You know,
Uh,
and
He gets ahead.
he finishes Dick off right there,
Wow.
and he
He's got a cooldown period before Dick prevails again. For sure.
Oh Christ! He goes, moving on forward through the corner. There is Hunter Haddesty. He has now made his way back into the top 10 with that Acura NSX. The top Acura in the field now that Matthew Nordberg, who I don't think got his drive-through for switching cars,
Jano's in the pit lane.
is
Oh, did
dragging the
Nordberg
Porsche
not get his
right now.
drive-through?
Matt Berry side by side with Mateo Jimenez.
I don't
through
think
turn
Nordberg got a
17.
drive-through for changing cars. If my math
It's
serves me
really
right.
wide.
Hey, director, stop ignoring the fact that we're talking about a mistake you made.
What were we looking at? Huh? I don't even know what we're looking at.
You know, you never gave Nordberg his drive-through for switching cars.
Oh, I sure didn't.
I think we gotta serve it now. See what
That's
happens.
a great point. That's a great
He's a-
idea. I'm gonna give
he's
Nordberg
a-
his drive-through.
He's a
gonna make him
reasonable
mad.
guy. He's a really reasonable guy, I hear.
Well,
I think he'll be 100% fine if you
you
do it
don't
right
know
now.
triple monitor Nordberg. Triple monitor Nordberg.
Person.
Oh
No!
Oh
No!
Fix it,
God!
fix it, fix
No!
it.
No!
I fixed it, I fixed it, I fixed it.
Oh, Christ.
Jeez! And this is why CSC doesn't
my
have live
goodness.
stewards.
You know, you're also going to give Nordberg a drive-through while he's in the pit.
He'll still have to come serve it.
That's
Kiesel's
cool.
spitting. Kale is spitting behind.
I'm gonna
Yeah, give
watch
it to him
Matthew
right now.
Nordberg now, so I can give Nordberg his penalty.
Oh, someone's around in pit road. Someone's backwards. Who is that?
In the pit
Evan
road?
Main. Evan Main, you can't pit like that, buddy. You're gonna get DQ'd. You gotta turn her around. Yeah, turn her around. We got a little Austin Powers going on right here. What? Oh my. What in the name of Mike? This is the number 40 car on pit lane. I think Jason
Apparently-
Satterley just
yeah.
killed somebody too.
He just apologized over the radio for hitting someone in the pits.
This is hilarious, guys. I think we need to see what the hell's happening to Evan Main because he still can't get it turned around.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he has hurt Jason Satterley. Evan Main is he is probably going to need to have a conversation with the director. I mean that is
that car's crab walking anyway. That car's done. He'll have plenty of time to have a conversation tonight.
oh.
Uh-oh.
We're getting reports that Nordberg already served a drive-through without even being told to serve it.
What? Let's see it.
Well, what a legend. All right, you know, maybe I do want a live steward, gentlemen. Hang on.
Let's check.
He sure did. He did a 2:33 on lap 5. That is, in fact, a drive-through. My fault. Whoopsies. I'm doing a really good job tonight, guys.
We didn't really take a look at the time, but it's okay. Who are we looking at now? Are we still looking at Leaf, or is that Robert Kiesel Jr.? Well, you see, Drew Williams over there with his, stupid pit strategy. He right now is in P4, who is chasing down Jake Cummings, who's in P3. Jake Cummings right here, Drew gets a little bit close. Drew gets a little bit on that sniffer. He's sniffing really good. He's sniffing like that hound dog who's hounding at the first day of pheasant season. He's coming through these nice S's. He's looking for some spray. He's getting a little bit of that tasty, tasty water. Now he's going to dive in deep. Oh, he looked to make it, maybe look at take a little bit of a hit. Oh, he's now side by side. It's a drag race. Rear versus mid-engine. Who prevails into the next corner?
I don't think it works here.
It
Oh
may,
my goodness.
It could, it should. They're still side by side. That's a pass from the 123. Jake Cummings
It's just
is
too
back
easy.
to fourth. And Drew goes wide. No, he gets back into it. Oh, there he goes now into the backstretch.
Rob
in
Kiesel's now on the
third
bumper,
place.
Jake.
It got even more interesting now for Robert Kiesel, who is now in position to take another position if he wants to go for it hard and send it. He may be looking for the dive. Does he? Can he? Jake Cummings holds maybe just a little bit there, a little bit tight for my liking, but you know what? It's a defensive line.
Oh, wow,
Kiesel
they are close.
inching forward. He's inching very forward. Can he get a little bit of that suck from the back of that Corvette to make a move into turn one? It'll be interesting to note here if he can. If he can't, looking from the back there, a lot of spray probably going on his windscreen right now as Cummings prevails for now.
Gentlemen, I've got to say, in a little bit more depressing light, a titan of the sport has disconnected and reconnected.
Oh, Christ.
Oh no, he had internet issues?
I think
That's
we've
what I'm
got
seeing.
internet issues.
Brutal. Cale
Berry
Davidson is now
going
approaching
purple.
this battle for fourth. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, Jake Cummings, Rob Kiesel, and Cale Davidson are all practically under a 2-second wide blanket.
Matt Berry just put in the fastest lap of the race. Gents, this track's getting faster and faster right now.
For sure. The rain has stopped a while ago. Wait, what? Am I looking at the right thing? No, I'm not. My replay was behind. Whoopsies.
You know, gentlemen, Drew Williams' pitch strategy may have not been that bad. I'm going to tell you why. I believe this rain and this wetness on the track is going to end before he runs out of gas. So they will reset, basically, once this track gets dry enough for slicks. Drew is back in this race, even though he had a poor pitch strategy, to Ryan's dismay.
You know, I
Good
think
point.
to a certain extent, yeah, it depends on how quickly this track dries out. And also to a certain extent, running on a wet track, you're going slower, you're spending less time on the gas. Half the time you're spending on the gas is being inhibited by traction control. So it's a lot easier to save fuel when it's raining. You know, IMSA fuel goes, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so. CSC fuel tanks go 40 in the dry. I think that's a difference that can for sure be made up by running in the wet. We'll see.
Well, it looks like the report is Jason Wallet lost power, so maybe one of his to that power line. Who
Who's
knows
this
what
side
happened.
by side? Is that a lap car to the inside of Rob Kiesel? Looks like
That
it. He's
is a
getting out of the way.
lap car.
Getting out of the way, being respectful.
Look at the
of
sun.
Williams.
Look at how beautiful that skyline's becoming.
Yeah, that's gonna dry the track out quick.
Drew
if
Williams,
that's
fastest
sunny.
lap of the race.
Just too easy for Drew Williams
He
around
did
here.
a 2:15.17. A Leaf this last time by to the 3-minute 5. I think that was a pit stop lap, but you know, Chris Parise did a 2:15.83. Drew is, but Parise's got some traffic right now. Drew could find himself easily in the second position if he can, you know, continue to catch, because Parise's got some very difficult traffic to deal with right now. Definitely
Clears
wouldn't want to
Witt.
be in his car.
Clear Zachary Witt. We've been saying his name right. We've done this every single race.
I don't know.
No idea.
Is it, I think it's Parise.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was Parise.
Parise?
Yeah, like with a
Parise? I
Z.
think Parise. I don't know if
Parise.
it's Parise. I
Well, I thought it was Lingonberry.
We're talking about him. He missed the corner.
Yeah,
Parise? Let's just stick with Parise.
I like Parise. I think that's
Or
right.
Parise. You know, we could all do three
That is-
different ones.
We
and
could.
then-
One of them's got to be right. Cale
Shane
Davidson looks to the inside of Rob Kiesel.
Bergen. Yeah, that's what it's like right now. Gentlemen,
The
you know
closest
who's?
battle on track by
you know who's-
quite a healthy margin, actually. We need to get somebody else in here. Is that what you
I
were
was
thinking,
gonna
Ricky?
say. I was thinking we need to get someone else in here, and I think who we can get in here is a fan favorite, Mr. Connor Bing Bong. What do you think?
Sure.
Wait, hang on. Where is Bing Bong? Is he even
We
still
don't really
driving?
care. Just bring
He's
him in here.
19th. Bing Bong is still on track. Let's get Bing Bong in here.
He's 2 down.
Connor Bing Bong.
Hola, hola, hola.
He's 2 down. He's still alive.
He's still in the top 20.
I'm 19th right now, dude.
That's
I'm
points.
having the time of my life.
Is that really
Well-
points? I thought it was only top 10 that got
Watch
points.
me, watch me
No,
die.
we use IndyCar points now in CSC.
Oh, well, yeah, points.
Somebody was saying that we don't get points if we don't finish. I don't think that's true. I thought we
That's
got
not
points.
true either.
That's not true.
That's
Regular
weird.
sport.
I'm gonna have to dispel the myths that's happening.
That's fraudulent.
Well, you know, Mr. Bing Bong. Let me check my notes here. What's on your mind?
Not ending it in turn 1. That's what's on my mind. We've been having a blast in the VC. I'm gonna be honest. It's been fun. The rain has been hard.
Okay. A question from the chat. Why does Nordberg keep taking out Jacob Dick? What's his problem?
Yeah, YouTube chat's a really interesting place to like try to talk about beef. And
especially when it involves a Ball State car. Another question. Let's take a look here. Question of the day. If you could give your past self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh boy.
Oh man.
It's gonna be interesting.
For you?
I would say just like be more confident with like asking people to join shit. Like, oops, sorry, I said a name earlier. Like I feel like I was pretty not confident.
Rob Kiesel's about to kill Davidson. Wait, yeah, lap car got in the way.
Hey, let's go. We take this.
Well, let's let Bingle finish here.
Apologies.
I don't know. It's definitely like I've gotten more bold with taking chances on stuff as I've gotten older. I wish I had done that when I was younger because I would have been even further along than I am now.
Bing Bong, if you could just say one thing for me, the person that asked you this question is our resident Australian. If you could tell him that the biggest mistake he ever made was paying for Tinder Gold, that'd be great. Can you do that for me?
This isn't me, by the way. This is not me.
Hold on. No, he said
nothing wrong with paying for Tinder Gold.
Nope, it's a scam. It's like paying for Snapchat Plus. No one likes you. No one likes you.
There is an actual Australian in our YouTube chat.
Is there really?
Yeah, like an actual one, not just me.
Not just Ryan Whitlock.
No, not
dude,
just me.
Don't pay for Tinder Gold. Don't pay for. No, dude. What are you doing with your life?
He just said STFU Tinder Gold helped.
No,
I don't believe it.
No. This is an official statement from the Office of Cup Director. Tinder Gold, Bumble Premium, Hinge Plus, whatever you want to use, are excellent uses of material. Without them, I wouldn't have my partner today, and because of that, I purposely, I sponsor the usage of that. So good for you for using Tinder Gold or Bumble Premium or whatever you want to use. I recommend it. Moving further on down the line, it's time for the game show.
Yay!
All right, gentlemen. Oh crap! Wrong button. My bad. Hold on.
Christ almighty, that's the wrong one. Welcome back. This is.
Hey, can we cut back and start over? Hold on. Everyone, take a breath.
What?
There we go.
Oh Christ! I'm Woodrow, but don't have a paddle. I'm here to tell you about the game show today. The game show is called Florida Man. I'm going to read you off some headlines. This Bing Bong, and you're going to tell me if they either did happen or they didn't happen. If you get all three that I'm going to read off to you right, then you get the floor to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If not, we get you out of here. Are you ready to play?
Get him out of here!
I'm ready to play.
All right, he's ready to play. First Florida Man headline. Florida man stops paying for rental car, uses it to give Uber rides.
That one's true.
That you are correct. That is a real Florida man headline. On to the second one of the evening. Florida man tries to shoot puppy. Puppy shoots him instead.
No, that one's obviously false.
That'll be incorrect. That headline.
Get him out of here! See you later.
The puppy accidentally stepped on the trigger and shot the man. Kind of sad when you think about it. That was in peace. But, so that is it. So first of all, whoever Rick Paz is, He needs to get out of here.
Get him out of here.
Second of all, Ding Bong, you know, good God Almighty. I mean, you know, we've had a very interesting first hour of the panel this evening. A lot of people here, there, and everywhere. We're only down to 15 cars on the lead lap.
Wow.
Mr. Nordberg in 15th. He is the last car on the lead lap. You know, I think next season, you know, this is just me thinking out loud here. The 2-hour races should have a mandatory caution at the 1 hour mark.
Oh Lord.
You know, I think we need to go
This is why he's the Cup Series director.
we need to go stage racing and endurance racing, if you ask me.
Speaking of Mr. Norberg, why don't we get him into the booth, ladies and gentlemen? What do
This is
y'all
going to be
think?
great.
Let's see here. Mr. Norberg, welcome to the esteemed panel. First of all, sorry for giving you a drive-thru when you already served it. That's my bad.
I follow the honor system here at Nordberg Incorporated.
You know what? I
Wow,
respect
we
that.
love that. That's awesome.
I think you're the only person who I think needed that in the first place as well. So, you know, just trying to make my job easier, and I'm making my own job harder by trying to, you know, do my job. You know
Well, look at it this way. I have 0 race pace. I feel like I have been staring at the sun in real life. Like, my eyes are watering, the allergies are kicking up, my legs hurt, it's wet, I feel, you know. So, giving myself the drive-through, just no cursing on the program.
It don't matter at this point.
So me giving myself a drive-through was like just getting away from all the fast people who were going to gap me anyways. So I've just been chilling in 15th forever, like 3 seconds off the pace because I suck.
Well, I hope this is still at least valuable Porsche practice. Excuse me.
No,
Oh my god, that's the 3rd time tonight, bro! Figure your gases out, Whitlock, jeez!
I hope this is at least valuable practice for you for this
It's
weekend's
not.
Sebring 12 hour.
it's wet.
It's
This
gonna
stuff
dry out,
sucks.
I hope, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder who set up the session so it's wet the entire time, dude.
Hey, it says the track is lightly wet and there's still 50 minutes to go, buddy. You never know what can happen.
The track's not the only thing that's going to be lightly wet.
Whoa, PG program, sir. Anywho, Mr. Stockner, would you like to take it away?
What's on your mind?
Oh, my bad.
Okay, we're done. God Christ. God. Why? We're just all over the place. Nordberg, what's on your mind?
Well, where do we start? I'm not fast. I'm not having a. Oh, track's wet ahead, guys. I'm getting a slippery flag. Gotta be careful. I don't know what's making it slippery.
Might be the water.
What's the slippery flag?
It's
The-
that yellow and red vertically
It's the
striped.
Catalonia national flag.
Is that
Why
really? Is that really that close to the?
Yeah, look up the Catalan flag.
Catalan.
I think.
Wait a minute. Wait
I
a
swear.
minute. Catalan flag. That's literally. No. The Catalan flag is horizontal, buddy.
Oh, same colors though. Same colors.
Same colors. You're right. You're right. The Catalonia flag is horizontal, and it's got a blue stripe now. I didn't know. Anyways. Where were we
Nordberg,
at?
I've been asked to ask you this question. Beer Line Modeler asks, what is your beef with Dick? 3 races in a row you have taken him out.
Have I? No, there's no way.
Jacob Dick, apparently.
Well, I knew we had it coming together earlier this race. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was on the inside. He was squeezing me. It was wet. You got to give me more than the 6 inches of room. All right.
Yep.
Nordberg, are you telling me that you're not a fan of Dick?
Can't
come on.
say. I don't have any
Come
beef
on.
with him. I don't have any beef with him. He might have beef with me, but it's a one-sided beef, you know.
Gotcha. All right, just wanted to make sure that you were or weren't a fan of Dick.
Like, I
Said that.
apologize for the contact, right? I genuinely did not want to cause contact, But
You didn't want to come in contact with a dick.
Ricky,
I didn't wanna-
Ricky.
Oh,
Okay,
Enough.
man, I give all props to Nordberg to
shit.
keep
Oh.
avoiding that line of questioning and just continuing with the program. It's time for the game show.
Which one?
Push the button, Ricky.
Just press it. Okay, this is a different game show now, apparently. Welcome to Florida Man. I am your host, Zane Zipperflip. Here today to tell you about the game show. The game show Florida Man goes like this, Mr. Nordberg. I'm going to tell you 3 different Florida Man headlines. You know, the classic, Florida Man does something stupid. And you gotta tell me if it's real or not real. If you get all 3 right, then you get the floor. You get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you get them wrong, well, yeah, it's time for you to go. Are you ready to play?
Sure. Can I get a-
Sure. The Yaki way. Here we go. First, Florida Man headline. Florida Man is arrested for sunbathing on the track during a live race at Sebring.
During a live race?
During a live race.
Was it under caution?
I'm not going to give any more detail. That's the headline. Is it real or not real?
That's fake.
You are correct, sir. That is a fake headline. Second headline of the evening for you.
There's plenty of infield sections you can sunbathe at Sebring. I almost said Bathurst. I'm sure at Bathurst too, but we're at Sebring right now.
Okay, second headline. Florida man stops paying for rental car, uses it to give Uber rides.
True. That's true.
Okay, you're correct there. That's 2 Florida man headlines. Get ready for the third one here. Florida man arrested for flying plane onto a golf course.
That's true. That's too many Florida aspects in there for it to not be true.
Unfortunately,
Oh
sir,
my
it is
gosh.
incorrect.
Get him
It's
outta
actually
here!
a fake headline from Mr. Nordberg. Unfortunately, 2 for 3. Need to be 3 for 3 to get the rewards in these games, goes. And that is, we're getting some chat here. People are telling Ricky he needs to stop it with the dick jokes. Yep, that's what I thought.
I'm sure he's never heard those before ever.
I
in
just
his life.
work here. I don't know what you want. My boss didn't take me to sensitivity training, thus I didn't learn.
Oh, Lord. Well, look, you see, last time we had a couple of questionable calls, and I apologize profusely. And now we're probably going to have to end up doing the same damn thing again, but it's okay.
It's part of
Furthermore,
the panel experience, really.
Drew Williams has closed the gap to Chris Parise from 10 seconds down to 4. He's enjoying an incredible run, and fellas, I mean, my eyes may be deceiving me slightly, but I see a dry line forming in this track.
Well, according to iRacing, the track is still lightly wet. I think the giveaway is once iRacing and your spotter starts saying the track is very lightly wet. That is the moment at which slick tires becomes your friend. Last lap for the leader was a 2:15.5. Ar Muhammad Ali did a 15.540. Chris Priest did a 15.878. So I really don't think we're at that dry tire point just yet. I think I want to see these guys start doing
flat.
I think I want to start seeing these guys doing low 14s, if not 13s, before they think about switching to slicks. But I think there's a good chance we'll get that before the end of this race, and within the pit stop window for the end, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think though, Drew, at least with the fact that, he had to pit, I believe it was somewhere in the realm of 10 to 15 minutes early. He's coming up on his second pit stop here, and unfortunately for him, that would mean that he has to take a gamble, because if he pits for another set of wets, he doesn't want to come back into the pits again. That kind of ruins his race. So he may be the first car to venture with an attempt on the slick tire. Now, I mean, if you ask me, I am seeing moments where he is running out of spray. Now, he is definitely searching. He's searching for water right now because his tires are incredibly hot, according to reports. But you know, I just get the feeling, I just get it. He has an opportunity to go very far with this strategy.
Yeah, I think Drew has stated many times that the early stop for slicks is the correct decision. But I mean, just the track, just simply the fact that the track still says lightly wet, and only now is the leader creeping into the 14s. I don't think we're there yet because a dry pace is closer to a 2-minute one or 2 minutes flat. Um, so we're getting there. We're getting really close. But Drew might be forced to take another stop and put on wet before it's reasonably time for slicks. If he pits and takes slicks when it's too early, that's going to be a tough time.
Well, gentlemen, right before we go into the final pit cycle, why don't we take a quick break here? Quick little scenic cam moment, and we'll be back with you in just a few short minutes.
Crank it up.
And we're back with the esteemed panel, if you will. We're watching Chris Parise right here. We're in the last 42 minutes of this 2-hour special event here, the Sebring 2-hour, presented by You Should Probably Pay to sponsor a race in the CIL because it's actually well worth your time and investment. But here,
Drew Williams is closing up on Chris Parise
he is
here.
close. I mean, Drew Williams is putting on a Max Verstappen level of rain masterclass right now. If our Muhammad Leaf just simply would find a way to lose power in Muncie, Indiana, we could be talking about a Drew Williams victory here tonight. But our Muhammad Leaf does exist, and Muncie, Indiana right now has not been hit by a meteor.
It did snow there, though.
It did snow there again, but I'll be honest with you boys, I went to Muncie, Indiana on a work trip because apparently there is an impregnator in Muncie, Indiana that I had to go to. And I ended up going to the casino because it was the only good thing in Muncie, Indiana. But, but besides the point, back to our regularly scheduled programming, Drew Williams is closing up heavily on the Corvette of Chris Parise.
Why don't we bring in someone we haven't talked to yet, I believe. Talk to Mr. Jaime Plasencia. Let's bring him in, chat. Mr. Jaime Plasencia, welcome to the esteemed panel, if you will. How are you doing
Hello.
tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging about. We're making some jokes we probably shouldn't, and we're having a great time. But
Is this your
where are
first
we?
time on the panel?
Yeah.
This was my second time, actually.
Second. When you're on the panel, you start to have some brain damage and you forget about things. So, welcome
It's
back.
settled in.
Tell me about it.
Tell us about your race so far, bud.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Sebring and I don't get along very well in the wet, so I wasn't expecting much. But
Couldn't agree more.
we're surviving. We're in P12, so that's still pretty good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the track to dry up, and then maybe we'll get into the top 10. That was my goal at the beginning of the day, but a few incidents here and there. Nothing race ending though. Like all good.
Well, so
We'll
that's
see
the
how long we
question.
can hang on to this.
That's the question. Do you think that the race will dry up in time for the next pit stop to be safe to put the slick tires on?
It's looking like it. I think at some point, not right now. I'm hoping it's before the next pit stop, but we'll have to see. I don't want to call it yet. I still got like 8 laps to go.
Gotcha. And we will have a sprint to the end based on your pit strategy.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
Yeah. Well, Jaime, before we get into our game show for the night, there's a little teaser for you. I just want to assuage my own ego here a little bit. And tell me what you think about your participation in the Collegiate Sportscar Challenge so far.
Oh, I mean, last season was that was like a learning season for me, a trial by fire sort of thing. I came from F1 league racing, so I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, so I was like
F1?
super. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
F1 24 and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but
You poor
yeah,
soul.
yeah, I know. I won a few leagues, thought it was cool, and then yeah, I ended up here. So, anywho, learning season last season. This season I'm doing a lot better. Like I got a top 10 in the last one we did, which was really cool. And I was aiming for another top 10, but sorry, I'm like fighting right now. Holy shit.
You're driving, but we're happy to have you, genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Just a little teaser, a little something to get you excited.
This is what I was gonna say,
gonna
Ryan.
be multi-class next season.
Yeah, what class you thinking about running?
Oh, if we do multi-class, honestly, GTP sound fun, but I've warmed up to the GT3 so much, seeing as it's like the first thing I've raced competitively here. I'll probably want to stick with the GT3s.
All right.
Good
Well,
man.
Yeah, it'll be, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Drew Williams into pits. He has come out on slick tires.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
No.
Slicks. The track is still lightly wet.
I
Yeah,
gotta
let me
see
know how he
that.
gets on, will you? Yeah, let me know how he gets on, dude. Let me know how he gets on.
Well,
Yeah.
while we let you know how he gets on, I think we gotta move to our next part of the scheduled programming.
We
with the
certainly
right-
do.
With the right music this time, damn it!
But welcome to the game show, Mr. Jaime Plasencia. My name is Zane Zippaflip. Welcome to the game show. Today's game show is called Florida Man. the rules of Florida Man are very simple. I'm going to give you 3 Florida Man headlines. Each headline, you know Florida Man headlines, like Florida Man does something stupid. Well, I'm going to give it to you. You got to tell me if they're real or not real. If you get all 3 right, you get the floor. You get to say what you get to talk about, whatever you want to talk about.
Sure.
If you get them wrong, well, unfortunately, you get out of here. So, you ready to play?
Ready. Well, hopefully I last longer than I did last time.
Okay. First headline. Florida man tries to shoot puppy. Puppy shoots him instead.
Oh, that one's true.
Correct. That is a real.
I love that one.
That's a real Florida man headline. Second Florida man headline of the evening. Florida man robs same Dollar General twice. Blames the voices in his head.
True.
Well, that is correct. Now we're going to enter into the third Florida man headline evening. Florida man arrested for flying a plane onto a golf course.
True.
Oh, that is unfortunately incorrect.
No.
Get him out of here!
You
Get
think
him out of
You
here!
think that would happen, but it actually hasn't happened yet. A Florida man has yet to fly a plane onto a golf course.
Thank you, Jamie. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I mean,
Oh,
well, bye, Nick Stockner. Nick Stockner has left. We have lost Nick Stockner. We have lost Nick Stockner, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the tarps. He's gone.
I really don't know what happened there, but back to my disclaimer. If you are a Florida man who is watching this tonight and are thinking about flying a plane onto a golf course, please don't.
He's in the middle of racing someone right now. He's been racing this whole time. What do we do to these poor drivers?
Oh, well,
They signed up for it. Our producer says the gap closed during the game show.
Oh
Listen,
my
CIL has a little disclaimer. The game show does not make you faster on track, but that's too bad. We don't really care.
Yeah,
So-
the game show is for the sake of our viewers at home. There's nothing more important than the supporters of Collegiate Iron. Well, actually, we do kind of need to have drivers to have a league, but I digress.
Yeah. But anyways, if you are a supporter of the CIL,
What's happening to Drew? What's happening to Drew Williams?
he's on those dry tires. But listen, if you're a supporter of the CIL and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. And if you like what you're watching, like the video. It does numbers for us and for our future sponsors. As Drew is drifting.
He is. He's still struggling.
Drew is struggling.
Just for reference, his outlap after pitting on
3:12.
slicks was a 3-minute 12. His previous outlap when it was wet was a 3-minute 5. So he's 7 seconds slower right now. Clearly, now I remind you, he had to do that because of the desperation he was in, knowing that if he pitted for another set of wets, it was probably not going to dry out in time. So he did this on the notion that this is the only chance he had of maintaining. But he is like Ferrari right now. He's got dry tires on a wet racetrack.
Look at this battle. Oh my gosh. Who is that behind Placencia? That's Ben Fiore touches the grass. Trying to pass
Placencia
doesn't make it work. Jaime.
I mean,
I keep saying game.
it's all right. It's all right, Ryan Bitlock.
Drew just
Ryan
did a
Bitlock.
223
Dude,
on slick
Drew-
tires.
Drew's cooked, chat. I think Drew's really cooked.
You know, I'll admit, basically the sum total of Drew's interview was making fun of me. So I did want to see a little bit of Drew's downfall, but like this much
Not
downfall,
like this.
he is still a teammate. So seeing
That's
Drew's
a teammate!
downfall happen
That's a teammate! He
this
turned him!
bad, it does kind of hurt. You know, his last lap 223. Gosh, that's like 7 seconds off the pace. I wanted him to fall off, not that much. That's
In the words of good old DW, that's a teammate. Oh no. Back in the olden NASCAR days. Gentlemen, this track's still pretty wet. The sun kind of went away. I think we got those clouds back. That's a real bummer here for the end of this race.
It
Yeah, I
certainly
wish it
is.
was sunnier than this.
I don't know. Maybe the session maker needs to go back to the drawing board.
No, you know, the session maker's me. I'll admit that. I probably should have made the race start like 30 minutes earlier. Then maybe we would have gotten a little bit more sunlight peeking through the clouds after the rain. But the wind is still blowing south at around 4 miles an hour. Maybe that'll help to dry the track out. It says the track is lightly wet still. It is still not very lightly wet. In my opinion, very lightly wet is the point at which slicks become preferable. And we're still not there yet with only 30 minutes left in this race. This might end up being a full wet race.
Well, don't tell that to Drew Williams. He is actually picking up some pace right now. He's having a much faster lap than the last time round. I'll be here watching him live to tell you exactly just how much did he improve on this lap. But as you can tell, a lot of spray still coming out of the back of that 123.
Yeah,
Too
that
much
is a good
spray
indicator. That is a good indicator, Nick.
For a flat, what you would call a slick tired car right now, as he comes to cross the line, the marker says 2 minute 20. So he is 3 seconds faster than his last lap. Still 5 seconds off the pace of a wet tire lap right now. Unfortunately, it's just, with the amount of time left in this race and the fact that other drivers are getting ready for basically a wet tire sprint, Drew would need a miracle, and the miracle is probably not heading his way anytime soon.
You know, I think that if there's a saving grace for Drew here, it's the fact that this stint will take him to the end, so everybody else will have to make their pit stop again. He's already made it, so that is a little bit of a time advantage for Drew.
But he's
I don't know
hemorrhaging
if that's
time,
necessarily
Ryan.
enough to, yeah, exactly, Ricky. I don't know if that's enough to necessarily make up for the time he's hemorrhaging being on the wrong tire. More than anything, in my experience, what happens on a wet track is nothing is more important than tire temp. And as he starts to build tire temp on those slicks, it's going to get better. But still, iRacing is saying track is lightly wet, and it needs to be very lightly wet for slicks to be better.
And Drew is driving everywhere on the track to try and find some tire temp.
He is right now. He is finding some more dry lines, particularly on the eastern end of the course. But the western end of the course, mainly Sunset and Hairpin, still way too wet for this car to be on slick tires right now.
I mean, how long would we say a pit stop delta is here, guys? Like maybe 40, 45 seconds? Because
For a tire
pit stops
change.
aren't short.
Yeah, probably 45 seconds for a tire change at this point.
I mean, you know, looking at the gaps right now, he's still in with a really reasonable shot at a top 5, depending on when the track dries out.
Had to stay in the pits. We can tell and see what is he changing to. He is currently entering into pit lane. He is on the rain tires. He actually overshoots the box. He is up, and tires are being reapplied.
I think this is fuel-based, guys. I don't think he's making this based on
Hardesty
tires.
on the slicks. Hardesty is
Oh my
going
goodness.
on the slick tire.
Tell you what, Mr. Producer Man, I would love like a roll bar camera of Hunter Hardesty as he does his outlap here on cold slicks. See how he handles this. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Well, and you
Excellently
would
done.
think that the team communication between two OWR drivers, Drew would be telling them, you know, how difficult the slicks are, but that means that Drew has a little bit more confidence in the slick tire.
Tell you what,
Christian Hill in the pits. He is out with a fresh set of wet tires.
Drew just did a 217. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there.
Hill believes that the wet tires is the call, but Drew Williams is, you know, going through, heading with a strong pace. He's got the car on a good standing right now.
As we're on board with Hunter Hardesty, it's hard to know, really, because his slicks are still
This
so
is going to be a
cold
telltale right here.
now.
This corner right here will be the telltale.
I mean, how well does he brake here? Yeah, good point, Ricky.
Oh, he braked at the 4 cone. He's got to build a lot of heat. He's still getting.
And look at the
some spray.
understeer. Yeah.
The 4 cone's pretty normal, but yeah, that understeer's bad. I think here's a good indicator. He brakes before the 4 cone. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
oh
he's
yeah.
looking well before.
He's waiting on it. And look at those puddles near the apex still.
This is one of the most damp corners on the racetrack right now. Still plenty of water to disperse and not enough time to get rid of it almost.
Let's take a peek at Matt Berry. Matt Berry is side by side with Jaime Placencia coming out of tower turn. Sorry to distract from Hunter's outlap there, but those guys are almost still side by side.
On the curb. Wow.
Matt Berry's still going to try.
Wow. What a
That was
pass.
impressive. Brakes on the wetter part of the track.
and he
They are
holds it on
still
the
side by
outside.
side going into the Le Mans corner. Jaime Placencia takes more of the curb, widens his
Over under.
entry.
Over under.
Over under. Well
Here
said,
it
Ricky.
is.
Jaime on the inside. These
Oh,
guys
this
are going to be
is gonna be it right
side by side going into Sunset Corner. I think Sunset Corner is one of the most important places on this entire track.
We might see another over-under move
They
here.
are dead even.
Oh yeah, wide entry. Here we go.
I think Jaime's going to have the advantage here.
Oh,
Who
one's
is that?
way off.
Is that? I don't know who that is.
Nordberg.
That's Hunter Hardesty. That's Hardesty on the slicks. He's
Struggle
drifting.
bus.
He just got past
Yeah.
3 cars in one corner.
Still
On the inside,
side by
Jaime
side.
hears him. Is
I
he
think
going to get it done?
That's a
Jaime
lead
gets
right
the-
behind him. That's the
jumper.
leader of this race.
Well, and Elif is
But
not
Leaf
going
is
to be
trying to
happy.
lap them at the same time. Oh my goodness. This is getting,
Can we get an onboard of Elif through this? This is
yeah,
this is
onboard of
really
Leaf
what I
would
want
be
to
great.
see.
Robar. Excellent.
Well, and we see the spray is down from the beginning, so that's a sign of a
sure.
drier track. And these wet tires, they're going to be wanting to drive through the actual puddles to cool them down, as we see pass here by Elif into the hairpin. Got one more to do it. He'll probably get it done at the end of this straight, unless he can't get the power down. A little squirrely there on exit. This is a crucial time for Elif too. I don't believe Elif's made his pit stop yet, and so he's got to make sure to keep his nose clean because he's got a well enough lead. I don't know that I'd be pushing as much as he is, but Elif is obviously one of the better drivers in the league, and he knows what he's doing. So I guess we'll just sit and watch.
Parise in the pits. Parise in the pits. He has elected to go to a slick tire. He believes a slick tire
Oh,
is the notion here. That's P3.
ladies and gentlemen, iRacing now says the track is very lightly wet. That is, in my opinion, the best indicator for when it's time to switch.
Ryan, if you're someone like Elif with the lead that he has, do you risk it on the dry tire here?
He's got 30. I have to imagine that Elif has such a big gap to play with that he's going to take it a little bit longer than most. There's no reason to risk going onto the slicks. Now, in my opinion, is the right time to switch, but I think Elif is probably going to take maybe 3 to 5 laps extra just to be super sure that it's time. I mean, he's about to cross the line here. Let's find out what lap time he does. If it's anything lower than a mid-14, in my opinion, that's the time to switch.
Last lap
He's money.
2:14.8, this lap 2:15, but he had traffic.
15, but he did
He did
have
have
traffic. That's a
traffic,
great
but
point.
keep in mind, Drew Williams, he just got into 215s on his slick tires.
So I think we're just now witnessing the crossing. I think Elif has plenty of time to still play it safe. He has 30 seconds to play with. He'd have to really mess up his strategy in order for 30 seconds to be the difference maker. If
Right
someone gets in
now,
the grass there, lap car, it's not
Right now,
might be
you
done.
have to note that Cummings is now in the pits. He is getting ready for his tire change. The driver that Elif is racing is Parise, who just so happens right now to be about a minute.
Ooh,
15
too
behind.
deep.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
pit stops maybe 45 seconds. I still think Elif's advantage is at least double digits, probably 20 seconds or more, guys.
At least. And
This is
there's-
interesting, you know. I know a lot of people were making fun of the guy who made the session, earlier in this race, but we've got 22 minutes left as we're hitting the crossover point. I don't know about y'all, but this is pretty good.
I take my words back, Mr. Session Maker man. I think we got a show on our hands.
Cale Davidson in the pits. What tire does he select? He is selecting the slick tire. So Ball State is now even in belief that the slick tire is
very
the
lightly
option
wet.
to go with. Parise just did his out lap. It was 3:03, 20 seconds faster than Drew's. Drew was just unfortunately a victim of, he had to pit. He chose slick. If Drew had chose wet, I would be thinking right now that he would have been in a better position now, but he would be regretting it. He just got passed by
Thomas
Cale.
Crump. That's side by side with Riley Berkins. They're gonna go side by side down the backstretch, heading to the sunset. Crump decides to go way to the inside. I don't know if that's trying to neglect.
Leaf's in this time, guys.
A leaf is in this time.
Leaf is in.
There is a battle on track right now between
Crump
Drew
prevails.
and Cale Davidson for P4.
Wow.
Crump gets a little wide. Here's Drew and Cale Davidson.
Cale on cold slicks, Drew on relatively warm slicks. Who prevails here?
I think this next braking zone might tell the tale. Drew's probably going to get a good exit here with the rear engine design of the Porsche. Cale in the front engine BMW on cold slicks. Drew's not quite that close, probably about 2 car lengths back. I don't think he's going to try for it here, but he still has the good 90-degree opportunity of tower corner coming up shortly after this. That gap is now much shorter. He's now within half a car length. Drew Williams with that rear engine Porsche, like I said, looking on the outside of Cale Davidson, switches back to the inside, touches the puddle, thinks better of it. I don't know if Drew Williams is going to do it here. Cale gets a little bit wide, touches the wet curb. Drew goes to Cale's right side. They're going to be headed into the law corner. Drew has the advantage, clears Cale Davidson easily without breaking a sweat. That is the advantage of tire heat there, ladies and gentlemen. I expect Drew Williams to extend that gap. It's already probably 5 car lengths. It might be 10 car lengths by the time they get to Sunset Corner. Oh my goodness.
A Leaf is out on what looks like slick tires, guys.
Let's take a look at Muhammad Alif. Why don't we?
Alif is on a
This is his
slick
out lap.
tire. He is on a slick tire, but it's a very cold slick tire. He is taking it very cautious indeed right now. Being very mindful. The gap looks to be 26 seconds instead of 35. He lost 9 seconds of time, but in all honesty, he had it to spare. He looks to be quite comfortable right now. He just needs to take care of the car. With 19 minutes to go, there certainly is a lot of time left to make mistakes. And for Alif, a mistake could mean the loss of a win of the race. He has only won 1 of the 2 races contested this season in this series, and a win in the race 3 would almost certainly guarantee a championship with most certainty, barring a disaster at the Nürburgring.
Well, without Edwin here tonight too, you know, the winner of last race, that kind of seals the deal with a win tonight. So making sure you keep it clean towards the end is the big game plan for the championship for Leaf.
We're getting comments in our YouTube chat as Jake Cummings pit. I believe he has. Taking a look at him now.
He has pit.
Yep,
He
Jake
is
Cummings has
on
pit.
the slick tire. He is on the slick tire.
But still, I think that 28-second gap.
Oh, wait, no. I stand corrected. Jake Cummings decided to maintain on the wet tire. He did have an out lap of 2:51, but mind you, he had less fuel to take. It'll be interesting to note here, this is going to be his first lap of regular running.
Did he take tires at all? Or just fuel?
That could
It's
be
possible he didn't take tires whatsoever to keep that temp. I mean,
Could
he's
be a
got 7
question
seconds
there.
behind him to Parise. I think he might be just consolidating that P2 as he goes around the outside of that lapped car. I mean, 18 minutes left. I don't know how much drier the track is going to get. I do think slicks are better.
Oh, Parise has been hit. Parise is hit. He has damage.
No.
Oh my goodness. I see something on his left rear, maybe 20 seconds back on the replay would be enough. I don't know if it was just Sunset Corner where his incident happened.
Oh yeah.
He
It
misses
is.
it.
He went wide. He
Gosh.
went wide at Sunset.
Oh,
He hit
someone
the
else
pit
is-
scissor.
I think that's Mason Gay, my UAH driver. That is, I made that paint scheme earlier today because I procrastinated on making it. Many of you know very well how much I procrastinate on making paint
You
stream.
know,
But
Parise likes to note to us all the time, he makes one mistake a race. That could be the mistake
That might
needed
have been
for
it.
this to be the battle for the final podium
Cale
position.
Davidson is now on the bumper of Drew Williams. I think Cale has found tire temp in those slicks, while Drew is now starting to deal with the wear with those slicks. That was a voice crack for the century. Cale, car number 69 on car number 123. Interesting numbers going on here. Both of them choose to take the inside line. That might just be what's drier at the moment. Cale with that front engine BMW, I don't think it's going to get better corner exits than Drew Williams coming out of these slow turns, but down the back straightaway headed into Sunset is going to be something to keep our eye on for sure. This is, I'm quite positive, the closest battle on track without having to go all the way back to 28th. I don't really look at 28th right now. Gentlemen.
What does all those extra laps that Drew did on this slick tire do to a tire with a cold track, with a wet track, sliding around, slipping and sliding, trying to find everything? His tires have got to be more worn by now, right?
Heavy amounts of wear. Heavy amounts of wear. Tires grained. It could definitely, I mean, and it's going to be hard for the tire to maintain temperature. Part of tire temp is it needs to have a constant surface to repel the temperature away from the tire. But once the tire is grained in the way it has, it's going to be very hard for Drew to maintain temperature. His tires can easily overheat in these instances.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think the surface temp of his tires will necessarily be overheating on a wet track. But
oh, Cale's wide! Cale's wide! Almost in the wall. Almost did what we saw Parise do. What a save!
Oh my goodness. I mean, he's got 15 minutes to make up for that error, but I don't know if 15 minutes is enough.
Parise in the pits for damage
Oh,
repair.
no.
Drew Williams to the podium of this race.
I can't believe what we're seeing. And Drew's getting held up by lap traffic.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
He's mad because Drew is just simply better, folks. How about you tonight? 14 minutes to go, and this man has master-classed his way to a podium position. With 14 minutes left in this affair, all I've got to say is, where's the meteor, and can it hit Muncie, Indiana? Because we could have a race on our hands.
I think we need to have a stern talking with Drew Williams about this road racing thing. He's kind of stealing our spotlight.
Yeah, he might. I don't know. Who is that? Hunter Haggerty?
Hunter Haggerty off.
I think Drew Williams might have to actually start trying at this road racing thing because he might be half decent. Hunter Haggerty just excuse my French, just cuts between turns 2 and 3. Decides, you know what? There is no kink there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we here at the esteemed panel have definitely not consumed, methods in which we would be able to have these outbursts.
I think all of us are above the age of 21, yes?
I digress.
That's all I'll say. Anywho.
Listen, Cale has closed that gap up, gentlemen. It is almost non-existent. And by the way, even with that mistake, last lap time, 2:11.4.
2:11.4? Was that Cale's last? But
yeah,
Drew's last was a 2:09.9.
Yeah, Drew's asking for some blue flags. Does he get some blue flags? No, he doesn't. Not.
Cale's 2:11 was with that mistake. That's my teammate Mason.
I think this is your driver. Tell him to get out of the way.
Right.
Blue flags.
He got out of the way.
Here's your friendly reminder that blue flags in iRacing are informational only. Okay.
And yeah, this ain't F1.
This ain't F1. Don't get out of my way.
F1 brain.
No.
Norris is a boring, posh British boy.
Whoa! Cale just went purple is what I'm hearing.
Oh my gosh, fastest lap of the session. Dude, there's still 12 minutes left. I don't know if Drew can hold on to this pressure for 12 minutes.
Look, I'll tell you,
I expect
there,
Kale to try something here, guys.
there is one person that you never want to race against, and it's a pissed off Kale Davidson. And after that shenanigans in Sebring
Who defends?
in Sunset Corner, he's gonna be pissed off for sure. More lap traffic ahead.
Well, I would hope it's
boy.
pissed off at himself because that's the only person who made a mistake. That is
Absolutely.
the 88
This traffic
car
just to get out
who
of the
is
way.
blocking Drew. Holy bananas! This is not clean at
Isn't that a
all.
teammate? I don't know anymore.
That's Richard.
That's not had a state.
Oh, that's 2 8s, not 3.
That's
That's my
Milo.
bad. My bad.
Not bad.
Get him out of here.
Not terrible. I think that had minimal effect.
Yeah, I mean, it slowed them both down.
Yeah,
Jason
some of
Waller,
both
titan of
guns
the
are
sport. Get out of the way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mason Gay dead in the background.
Oh, I think I need to do more UAH driver coaching because these guys are terrible at turning right. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's alright.
Oh,
Oh, who was that?
Well,
Richard
it's
Miller.
the 88.
Lap car. Not important. Here at the esteemed panel, we do need to say that lap cars do matter, despite all of the rules.
This is the battle. This is the battle. I think
Oh
there's
my
a bump
gosh,
strap
Drew's
going on.
defending hard.
Are we at Talladega or are we at Sebring?
Bump strap,
We're
and that's some short
going
track racing.
into Sunset Corner. Kale goes wide. Drew digs deep. Who's got the runoff? I believe it belongs to the Porsche this time round.
A little bit of short track racing here on the
Nick,
backstretch.
asking which car has the runoff and one of them is a Porsche and the other is a BMW is a bit of a rhetorical question. The Porsche
Hey, you gotta.
always gonna have the
Hey, I don't believe in right-hand turns, so this can't hurt me because I can't read.
That's all right.
R. Muhammad Alif just set the fastest lap with a 2:07.2.
Oh, of
That
course.
gap between himself and Jake Cummings is widening. I mean, I don't think we expect anything else. To
Our
be honest,
Muhammad
guys.
Ali setting the fastest lap in the race is like me finding a way to work 10 hours in a day and not even think about it. It's just commonplace these days. In
In our
fact,
YouTube chat, we got somebody by the username of Brandon_Shoe. I wonder who that is. Asking us when we're going to start adding blue shells to Nerf a Leaf.
Facts.
next week. We're,
And not a bad question, Brandon. I wish I had an answer.
I wish I had an answer. I talked about it today. We have talked about in the past, just a little bit of a deeper dive into some media. We talked about the Elif rule a couple times where he's just
I'm not
simply
doing
too
that.
good. We're not doing it, but we have had a couple of iterations of the Elif rule kind of talked about, should we make him start last every race? And
No.
we haven't really gotten that far
I'll,
yet.
I'll tell you what the Elite rule is, Nick, and it's making him get a job at McDonald's. The moment
Whoa.
he starts putting his foot, the
My
moment he
goodness.
starts putting the fries in the bag is the moment he loses half a second.
Oh,
Gentlemen,
God.
I gotta say
Um,
something. This battle is heating up right here in the Sunset Corner yet again. A little bit more bump draft in Clemson car. Look, playing a little team games. Don't tell any of the normals in.
Oh, what does he have? What does he have? He goes to the inside. Does he sell him a dummy?
Reverse
Oh.
grid top 3 in the YouTube comments. Oh my God, Kale is so close.
Digs deep. The Porsche prevails. For now.
Kellis ought to be pissed to keep looking at that bumper. He definitely wants to get by desperately here.
But Kale still has probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps to work with here. He's got time to figure out where he wants to make the move. I think Kale is quicker. Those two just, Drew did a 207.2, Kale did a 207.0. So, I mean, they're within a quarter of a second of each other at the moment.
Absolutely.
This is incredible racing, no matter what anybody says. I mean, some spoil sports may say there's been some blocking, but I say it's been quite fair amongst
No,
these
I think it's been great.
amongst these gentlemen tonight.
Kale is trying everything. You see him open up the entry there to turn 7, trying to get a little bit tighter exit to put the power down because he knows that Porsche just has the straight line speed that he doesn't.
I don't know about necessarily straight line speed, but certainly exit speed, for sure. I mean, I must admit, as somebody who knows both of these drivers quite well, I expect this to remain the best battle on track.
Oh, dive!
Goes for it.
He tries to scare him. Does he have it? Side by side. This is a drag race, folks.
Sock drafted a frickin' GT3 car.
Oh, contact, a little touchy.
Thanks, better of it.
Survive to see another day.
We've got fenders, people. Here we go. We're looking for it. Oh, we're getting a little bit handsy here.
Let's use them, boys. We got fenders. This ain't no daggum IndyCar Formula 4 car.
Pansy
What?
racing.
What
IndyCar's
will we
big racing.
see here? Are we going to see another soul dummy? What will he do? Does he look to the inside? Drew holds him. Will he hit him? Is he going to? Sends it in.
Oh, Drew, no! That race.
There is wheel damage.
I mean,
That's
he's right
hard
after pit
grabbing.
entry. Pit entry's right there, Drew. Come on, Drew.
That's the
You can
race.
do it. The little train engine that
Look at his
could.
left rear. No.
Get in there.
My
No.
golly, we have a
His left rear's not even spinning.
Oh,
Can't smoke
no,
no longer. I have no clue.
Oh boy, that's an unfortunate end.
Brandon, why are you saying wall in the YouTube chat? Why are you laughing at that, Brandon?
Hey, I think
He's
Ryan
repeating
Whitlock.
me.
Ryan Whitlock's probably a little happy to see that because I thought road racing was just too easy
that
for
was
Drew
too
Williams.
much, guy. Oh, Brent, Drew performed like Clemson did in the first half of their March Madness game. That's
Get him
brutal.
out of here.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need
Oh,
that.
you know what, Brandon, you didn't even make tonight's race, so
Facts.
He's just like pretty much almost every school didn't even make the tournament. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
goodness.
Where's
What was the
Wingate?
next
That's
closest
right,
battle on
D2.
track?
You know, I don't really know much what else to say. You know,
Well, that was it.
That was
the
the
battle.
most entertaining battle of the evening.
Do we have time for one more interview tonight, gentlemen?
We got 6 minutes.
Tell you what, hang on. Let me look through the standings, see if I can find somebody who might be a good candidate. Why don't we do somebody who's a little bit of a CIL returnee tonight? Let's do Thomas Crump.
I don't think he wants to do that.
Oh, is he in a battle?
I think
isn't
he's
a
on
guy who
the-
likes the mid-race stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
Scammed. Unbelievable.
Damn.
Let's talk to.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Well, we'll talk to Jake later.
Oh, we could do
We already
Christian.
talked
He's
to
deafened.
Drew.
He's annoying.
What a bum. What
Wait,
else
where
is
is
new?
Christian? Seven. That's
On
a good
screen.
result for Christian. Let's do Christian.
He's not even. He's deafened.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna move him to the waiting room, and we'll see if he undeafens. And he better. You know.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he undeafened.
He's
Welcome.
here. We got him. He's here. Christian, welcome to the esteemed panel, if you will.
Hello.
How's your race going? P7. I can't believe it.
Not for long. I think we have Kaizo behind me, who's on dries. I'm on wets. I did not.
Oh.
I didn't have the kahunas to make that call.
The cojones were not there.
Nah, the kahunas were not there.
We're on a time crunch, so we need to move on. Mr. Nick Stockner, are you ready?
There's Kiesel.
Yeah.
He's like about a year screwed.
I'm ready.
Yeah, he's gone.
Welcome to the game show. I'm your host, Zane Zippaflip, if you will. Tonight's game show is called Florida Man. I'm going to tell you exactly how it works. I'm going to tell you 3 Florida Man headlines. Florida Man does something stupid. You got to tell me if it's real or if it's not real. If you get all 3 right, you get the floor to talk about whatever you want to talk about for the rest of the program. Ready to plug?
Yeah.
Okay. First headline: Florida man robs same Dollar General twice, blames the voices in his head.
Oh, true.
Okay, that's correct. Okay. Second one: Florida man caught forcing grandmother to speed down a highway because his license was suspended.
True.
Correct. Third and final headline. Florida man arrested for flying a plane onto a golf course.
That has to be true.
That is incorrect. That
Really?
actually has not happened, unfortunately, yet. But for you, that means it's over.
See you later, buddy. Get him out of here.
Did he already? We already sent him out of here. Wow, that's brutal.
It's the rules. I fought. Ricky Paz is nothing but a rule follower, all right? I followed the rules of the game.
He made a bunch of dick jokes while doing it, but here we go. 2 minutes to go.
You made so many dick jokes, didn't you?
Sit on it! Anyways.
2 minutes left in this race. Why don't we take a peek at... Well, there is no close battle on track anymore. I just kind of figure out what to do. Let's ride with our Muhammad Ali. Why don't we?
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I do not know if this will be the last lap call or not. We're going to wait and see if he comes around. I believe due to time constraints, this will be the last lap of the race. Well, ladies and gentlecars, we come around the final corner. We won't let it go back into the session, so we can call it live from here. We enter the final lap, final lap of the evening. 2 hours around this storied former World War II airfield here in Sebring, Florida. Mr. Muhammad Ali using a little bit of grass there for my liking, but
he's touching grass. He did it.
He keeps it straight. He finally touches some grass for once in his life, but he's going through these very tough and technical corners. The man has led every single lap, every single minute of tonight's proceedings. He has found a way to once again navigate through the tough and difficult twists and turns of this affair. Now, from rain to shine to dry to puddle, he has found a way as he gets through the hairpin there, heading through Fangio and heading close towards Cunningham Corner here in turn 10.
I forgot that corner.
He finds a way to dig and gets through turn 10 with precision and technicality. Gale sets the fastest lap. It's not enough time. He did pass Jake Cummings though on his slicks. But our Muhammad Ali, he is now through Tower Corner here, heading down the backstretch now, ready for Bishop before he gets to Lamar in turn 16. And he is coming through the little kink of Bishop. He heads heavy into the turn 15 corner here. 2 corners to go for Mr. R. Muhammad Ali. He sets it straight, heads through Le Mans, down the Ullman Straight here, ready for Sunset Bend. He has been perfect, if you will, the entire evening. He held for the right moment to change the slicks, something that you don't see very often out of many people, but this man makes very little mistakes. He found a way to lose last week. This week is something different. Winner of the 2 hours of Sebring, it is our Muhammad Ali out of Ball State University. Coming home in second place, 50 seconds behind the marker. He heads through turn 15 here. It looks to be Mr. Cale Davidson. A quick and easy brawl there with Drew Williams, if you will, after Drew Williams makes a mistake. He passes Jake Cummings with his tire advantage, and he makes the most of it. The man who had a little bit more of an adventurous, if you will, foray into this position, he heads towards Sunset Corner now, ready to make something of it. He couldn't win, but the best is to do second. Through turn 17 of his final escapade through this track, Cale Davidson of the Ball State University coming home for the second position. 12 seconds back in P3 through Sunset Bend himself. At a Converse University, it is a regular of the series in his Corvette GT3. It is Jake Cummings to take the final podium position of the evening as we head back another 50 seconds away. That's Chris Pariza. He is going to take home 4th place. We need to head over to Hunter Hedesti, please. Hunter Hedesti. He heads through Tower. No, that is turn 15 there. Turn 15 into turn 16. The alumni leader of the race. He was not the alumni leader for most of this affair. That belonged to Drew Williams, but after some luck and some perversion, he has found a way to find 5th place. He comes through into the 15th corner, into the 17th corner, the leading Acura of the affair, the one who won the BOP war. He heads through turn 17 and heads for home. For his first alumni win of this season, it is Hunter Hidesti in P5, the alumni winner of tonight's affair, as Robert Kiesel will round out the lead lap cars in P6. That is the 2 hours of Sebring, if you will. All cars have now crossed the line, and they have established their time marks. 38 tried, 6 finished on the lead lap. Several didn't even make it to the end of the affair, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we just really witnessed a race of attrition. Sebring International Raceway is not the easiest track in the first place, let alone when it starts raining. I think I really gave these guys a lot of good practice for the Sebring 12 hours this weekend. Arguably, this race with wet to dry was going to be even harder than Sebring was going to be full dry. But, still just really, really good race by a lot of these drivers. I think there was some shenanigans going on farther back on laps 1 through 5, but impressive stuff. Good strategy race. Your pace mattered on both of the slicks and the wet tires. I think it was fun to watch, guys. Let's take a look at our results screen if we can here, please. All right, well, our results screen is not working. Tell you what.
Leaf is doing some burnouts. Maybe we can get a view
Yeah,
of a
let's
Leaf
take a
while
look
we
at a
figure
Leaf
that
doing some
out.
burnouts. But positions 1 through 10, Ball State University teammates. I'm not gonna say their nickname, but their nickname is really funny, I promise. Any viewers can just laugh and pretend they're laughing. Our Muhammad Ali P1, dominant performance, good enough strategy. There is no strategy better than Pastis. His wing just flies. Look at that thing! Look at his wing pass across the track. Our Muhammad Ali P1, Cale Davidson, Ball State University in second place. Jake Cummings from Converse University in third. Chris Brees, I forgot your school. Sorry, Chris. In fourth, Hunter Haddesty, alumni of Clemson University in fifth. Our alumni winner. Rob Kiesel Jr. in sixth. Matt Berry in seventh. Christian Hill, an alumni of Mount St. Mary's University in eighth. Ben Fiore in ninth. And Riley Burkins rounds out our top 10. Good result for him, 10th place.
P11, Matt Nordberg, Crump, P12, some good names up there. Jaime Plasencia recovers to P16. Willoughby, 17th, fall from grace, really, he started up there. Bingle is the big one for me, top 20 for our good buddy Bing Bong, so congrats to him. Drew Williams drops to 20th, 4 laps down at the end of it. Not really seeing any other crazy names that are surprising. Lucas Moody, P37. And then, of course, our DNQs, Jordan Ricky, Schulenberger, Kelton Quick, and Garrett Kellum, Andrew McManus, all these people that didn't really make the race. So quite the eventful one tonight, gentlemen. What do you say?
Certainly eventful. I think tonight provided. Sebring International Raceway usually does provide. Oh, goodness. They're smooching. Someone get a screenshot of that and put some, Kenny G saxophone music over it.
No. We just need I just wanna be part of your symphony. And you need the dolphins going. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need right
you
here.
don't want the saxophone, but
No, sleepy music.
Sleepy.
I'm gonna fall
That's
asleep
a car
here.
reference for you folks at home.
Yeah.
That's a great race. I don't know. Maybe we could have played some Real Gone at the start of the race. Anyways, I believe we have our P3 finisher in the interview waiting room. Take it away, Ricky.
Mr. Jake Cummings, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do, sir.
Oh, well, welcome to the esteemed panel, if you will, after the end of a very, very rainy and wet Sebring race. How'd that race go for you?
Ah, man, it was good fun. I was kind of struggling a little bit when it was really wet, honestly. There were I wasn't really, driving the car the way I probably should have, but kind of fixed it in the end, and then I felt really good once it was drying up a bit. But I made that wrong strategy call there at the end. All the people I was in a chat with were like, the dries are like 50-50 right now, but maybe it'll get better. And I'm like, the sun's down. Is it really gonna get any better? So I went on wets, thinking it'd be all right. And I had a 20-second gap to third and fourth when I came out. If I was on dries, it probably would have been a pretty easy one, but still happy with third for sure. The wets held on. Once I knew it was dry, the wets held on a lot better than I thought they would. So it was still pretty good fun at the end.
And did you hold on to that set of wets that you ran? Did you double stint it, or did you get a new set of wets for
No,
that last stint?
yeah, I got a new set. And you needed them too because the first like 5 laps when they weren't 230 degrees heating were a lot better than when they were overheating. But yeah, with the short pit, it was about the same amount of time to get the fuel you needed and then also get the new wet set of tires.
10-4, brother. Well, let's give you a quick chance to shout anybody out that you want to shout out and thank, and then we'll send you on your way to have a great night and enjoy your podium.
I don't get to answer the Florida man questions. I'm from Florida.
All right.
Oh, we might as well.
fine.
We might as well.
Well, welcome to the game show. I'm your host, Zane Zipperflip. This is Florida Man.
You already know the rules. You already know what they're talking about. Let's
Rules
just
of this game show
go.
is very simple. I'm going to tell you 3 Florida Man headlines. Florida Man does something stupid, whole 9 yards. You're going to tell me if they're real or not real. If you get all 3 right, then you get the floor to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you get them wrong, but you finish third, we'll let you thank one person and one person only. You ready to play?
Ooh. Yeah, I guess so.
All right. First Florida Man headline. Florida man arrested for sunbathing on the track during a live race at Sebring.
Yes, that is true.
I am sorry, it is incorrect. That
Mm.
actually has not happened. Well, then,
Man.
Jake, unfortunately, you didn't win the game show tonight, but you still get the reward of thanking one person and one person only. Who's it going to be?
Man, I could have sworn that it was true. Anyways, I'll thank my fiance if I have to thank just one person. She
Good
tends to watch
choice,
most of
man.
the stream.
Good choice. It's going to get you some points, brownie points, if you will.
Good result, Jake. Thanks for
good
choice.
choice. Thanks for
Yep.
joining. Hope to see you again soon.
All right, yeah, you guys have a good night.
Good night, Jake. Coming.
All
Up
right,
next.
let's get our P2 finisher, Mr. Dale Davidson.
Hello.
How's it going, brother?
It's going good.
So tell us about your race there tonight, particularly your battle with one Drew Williams.
Yeah, so I was actually just talking to Drew in the interview waiting room. Today's race was definitely an interesting one. But when I was getting up with Drew, I knew he was on the dries, and we were watching his lap times to kind of see when that turnover point was going to be. And I was kind of happy that he did pull out in front of me kind of on that pit cycle because I knew he had just started setting fastest laps. So then once I could actually kind of see what line he was taking, I started using that to my advantage. So then I feel like I got pretty up to pace on driving on a dry track, wet mix kind of thing. But then, yeah, I mean, that wasn't the way that I really wanted it to go with Andrew. It does suck because I was like, well, I'm just gonna kind of put the nose in, see if something happens, and then the next thing I know, I see him get off into the wet line, and then I hear him in the tire barrier, and it does suck because it was a good battle going with him. But I was hoping he could have at least kept it on track and finished P3.
Yeah, I imagine you wanted that race to end with like a genuine dogfight. But I mean, tell us about those conditions out there all day. I think, I would have liked it to go dry a little bit sooner, but what were your thoughts about the weather all day?
Well, I feel like all the practice I did in the rain never fully translated because I I got a new PC put on my rig from the school, provided it. It dropped really bad frames last night's race, and then 5 minutes before qualifying, the PC actually froze and shut off. So I just
Oh,
want to give
wow.
a big shout out to Kelton Quick because I actually ended up using his rig, signed in, and kind of took over and raced from his seat today. So that's why Kelton was not racing. So I mean, if it wasn't thanks to Kelton, I probably would not have even gone into the race today. That's why I got one lap in qualifying because I had to change all the controls settings. So everything was just a learning experience this entire race. So even though the conditions were still rainy,
learning this whole different rig. It's set up a little differently than I prefer, but just kind of adapting throughout the race was the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, impressive job not only adapting to the conditions, but adapting to a different rig as well. Benefits of a sizable esports program for sure. Before we let you go, Kale, anybody you want to thank? Anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out our esports director, Dan and BK, and then shout out all of my teammates, so Alif, Nick, Jake, Lucas, and Kelton. And shout out my mom, my dad, and my grandma and my grandpa. And then shout out to the Esteem panel.
Heck yeah,
Esteemed
brother.
panel hype.
Indeed.
Congrats on the good result, man. Say hi to the folks for me. See you later.
Will do. See ya.
And without further ado, that was our P2 finisher, Dale Cavidson. Let's bring in our race winner, why don't we? Our Muhammad Alif. Nick, take it away.
Alif, you
Sir.
have won tonight's affair. Tell us about it.
It was very fun, as usual. Wet to dry. I think Ryan had that was a good combo
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
racing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, good fun out there. Couldn't get the fastest lap because lap traffic, but yeah, we were just dealing as a team with Kale's PC freezing up, so I had to make a call to. Yeah, it wasn't like I kind of had to make a call to take over Kelton's rig. So yeah, big shout out to him because he did the biggest sacrifice play I think on the in the history of Ball State Esports to get us this one too. So yeah, and also mega job from Kale who went from 16 to P2. I think if there was ever a driver of the day, it should be him. So yep.
All right. Will Leaf, is there anybody you would like to thank before we go?
You guys for the show, for staying through what 2.5 hours. My
Thank you,
parents
sir.
back home, our esports directors, Dan and BK, our sports consultant, our sports psychologist, Daniel Budaspar, for all his help, and all my teammates.
Well, congrats on the great result, Alif. Look
Thank you.
forward to seeing you here in just under a month's time at no place other than the Nürburgring Nordschleife.
I also appreciate you
Gazoo.
guys for keeping this very short because in 10 minutes F1 is on, so go watch that.
Get
is
him
it
out of
really?
here!
Is it that FP1?
Unbelievable.
FP1, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll stay up for that. Sweet. Thanks
Qualifying
for letting me know.
starts at like 3 a.m. Central,
Oh
basically.
God!
Yeah,
Yeah,
boss.
I speak employed. I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, Nick, speaking of speaking employed, you've got the last interview for the day. Mr. Hunter Haddesty's in the booth.
Yep, the Queenslander.
Hunter Hadesty, welcome back to the panel. P5
Thank you.
today, but the alumni winner. Thoughts?
First off, thank you to Drew Williams for his sacrifice. And thank you to Edwin and Clint for not showing up.
Yeah, Clint's watching Severance. Anywho.
I think Ryan's a little upset about Clint watching Severance.
A little bit, yeah.
Betrayed.
Continue.
Yeah.
So anyways, fun race.
Well, glad you enjoyed it, man. I mean, just, tell us a little bit about the strategy today.
The strategy was see how things play out.
That's usually, that's.
Did you have Drew Williams crash on your strategy? Was that part of it, or?
No. The strategy was try to pit like around the same time as Drew.
And then
so basically,
he messed up his pit cycle.
Did he tell you that he started the race on IMSA fuel?
Yes. During that sort of second stint, I knew he was going to run out sooner than he wanted, and so I just kind of based my pit timing off of that, and yeah, I feel like I nailed the transition time from wet to dry.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, you think you got your slicks right in the window where they needed to be. I think in my opinion, as the guy who made the session, I think it dried out a little later than I would have preferred.
We
But,
kind of suspected that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We
You
kinda
too? Why can't people keep their gases inside today? That's what I want to know.
You
Sorry,
should
I
not
ran
be
for a
shaming.
Simply Spiked.
Amen. You should not be shaming people for normal bodily functions, Mr. Paz.
I don't know.
Well, before we let you go, Hunter, anybody you want to thank?
I don't know if the stream caught this. Hopefully it did. I was running a special tribute livery this race, the Heart Racing team, Honda of America race team.
Yeah.
So a little bit commemorate their P3 result at Sebring just last weekend in the Michelin Pilot Challenge Series. So
nice.
Big congrats to them. This livery is used. Well, it was an NSX test car. The team formerly used to run in GT3 and IMSA, then later on switched to Michelin Pilot. So yeah, glad I could bring home an alumni win and a top 5 in the same general scheme.
Excellent. Well, thank you for racing, Hunter. Look forward to seeing you here in just under a month's time at the
Yes.
Nürburgring Combined.
Thank you.
Just struck a long layout. I don't know if I said that right.
I hope to see the
Probably
panel
buddy.
again there.
Oh yeah.
And forward,
Oh
brother.
yeah. Well, gentlemen, that was quite the fun night of racing. I think the weather, I said it in that Hunter interview. I wish it would have dried out a little bit sooner, but still, the rain provided some excitement. What do you guys think?
I agree with the fact that hopefully iRacing implements some wet weather for our IndyCar, because I think 1 or 2 IndyCar wet races a year, I think we could get away with that. I think that'd be really good fun. But let me tell you, we've had a really good week for racing. I think this race went really well. I think that yesterday's race was a great show to watch, and Monday's race at Vegas was an insanely good show to watch. So I think we're providing the racing that the people want to see, and that always makes me very happy.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to thank all of our viewers for watching tonight. If you like what you see, if maybe you want to become a part of it, there should be a link in that Discord description, or in that YouTube description, to join our Discord. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how tonight went, Nick.
Yes, of course, and I want to thank our Mr. Producer Man Nathaniel Crone for coming along with us for the ride this evening. A 2-hour affair. It's definitely not easy to do this with us, especially with all of our antics. Want to thank the people at home for watching with us. I think I saw we got up to about 30 viewers at one point this evening. When you talk about these long affairs, it definitely is an interesting thing to watch, especially with the fact that we try to make it interesting, we try to make it fun, we try to interact with the drivers and interact with the viewers, because that's what this is all about. This is about fun. This is about enjoying good racing on a virtual medium with people with the colleges with family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you so much for coming out and watching this race this evening. It was a fun race to commentate. It was a fun race to be a part of. Can't wait for April 17th as we take on the longest track in the game, one of the longest tracks in the world.
Well, before we let everybody go, why don't we talk about next week's racing action? Nick, you're up next.
Well, that's right. Monday night, the Garage Shop College Cup Series heads out to Iowa Speedway for the Thank You Andrew 200 presented by Ball State Esports, for a nice, kind, and tidy, I believe it's a 150 lap affair around Iowa Speedway. And then on Wednesday, Ricky, what you got?
Wednesday, we're cooking up probably the biggest event of the FC calendar this year. We did the full-length Indy 500, and we said, why don't we do something even bigger? Admin team put our heads together last season, and we decided this season's Iowa will be a double header. That means 2 points races in one sitting. So you're going to get 2 125 lap races. And it's going to be fun, gentlemen. I think Nick Stockner is going to be one of the favorites for next week. And
boy.
and I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this for free. If you go back on the YouTube channel to last year's Iowa race, it was certainly was a show from both Nick Stockner and Ricky Paz was up at the front for a few laps too. So good racing. I'm really excited to try something different, try something new. It's going to be a test of attrition for our drivers, for our commentators, for our producers, and for you fans too, because I know we're all TikTok scrollers around here. You know, we've got short attention spans, but see if you can make it. It's going to be some great racing.
Yep,
He
and
is.
as we've mentioned a couple times, the Collegiate Sportscar Challenge returns on April 17th for its season finale at the Nürburgring Combined Long Layout. I am your host and Collegiate Sportscar Challenge Director Ryan Whitlock, joined by Formula College Director Ricky Paz and College Cup Series Director Nick Stockner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. We will see you all next time. Good night.